Beautiful people. Happy Thursday. I hope that you're doing well. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. My name's Alicia, and I'm so happy that you are here. That kind of rhymed. It wasn't intentional, but it rhymed. But hello, and happy Thursday. So, I want to talk about creativity because whenever I'm talking about creativity, a lot of people are like, I'm not a very creative person, or, I don't have, artistic skills, or they compare creativity with art. And even though I think everything is art, there still is a difference between like what we think of as art and creativity. So before we get into it, I just want to welcome everybody. Hello, hello, hi, Journey to Kingdom Woman. Good morning. Thank you. That's so sweet. So I want to first start off by reading an entry from my book called Black Girl Creative. Black Girl Creative. It's the second edition, and so I'm going to read a little excerpt. Are you supposed to pronounce it? A little excerpt. Aw, thank you, baby. Thank you. All right, so the first thing I want to say is hi, Luana. Hi, Luana Dean. Hello. Welcome. Hi. Oh, hi, Diamond Frost. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. Hi, official Jessica. Official. What did I just say? Official Jessica Marie. Hello, and welcome. All right, so I wrote a book called Black Girl Creative. I wrote this book a couple of years ago. The first iteration had a lot of issues. I'm still proud of it, very proud. But I redid this book. And so I'm really proud of it. I want to share a little piece of it with you. And then we're going to talk about how we are all creative. We're all creative beings. So yay. Hi, Princess Bagley. Hello. Hi, Aline Mika. Good morning. It's good to see you. All right. So the first thing I want to say to y'all is you are art. You are art. And I just had the page. Oh, here we go. Okay. You are art. Here we go. You are a work of art, a masterpiece. It's not debatable, though we fight so much to see our own value, our own worth, and our own beauty. In a world that convinces you to hate yourself, it's a daily revolutionary act to make the decision to see, cherish, and love yourself. To do the work to uncover the truth. To tune out all programming and messaging and fully love this masterpiece. Your life-bringing smile, your uncontrollable laughter, the musicality in your speech, the dimples in your cheek, the way your hair curls tightly into one another, close to the warmth of your scalp, the unique prints at the tips of your fingers, the curl in your eyelash, all of it has been designed. You were created by the hands that created the universe. You are literally a walking testament and manifestation of God's creativity and artistry. So that's where I first want to start. You are art. So to say that you are not creative would be a lie. You are literally a walking canvas. You are art. Oh, thank y'all. Hi, Introvert in Wonderland. Oh, yay, crocheting. That sounds so comfy. So comfy. So yes, hello. Hi, Marissa. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. I'm dyeing my hair blonde to dye it purple, but I have to dye it blonde first. And to avoid my scalp burning and for my hair falling out, I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of days. But yes, good morning. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Hi, Her Journey to Freedom. Hello. Journey to Kingdom Woman says, I was just thinking about this when talking to God today. Like, wow, God really made us with hands. Made us with hands. He is the ultimate creative. Period. Period. Absolutely. Hi, Tea Time Beauty. Hello. It's good to see you. Hi, Moringa, Ottawa. Hello. Yes, yellow. Yes. Aw, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And I'm happy that you're here too. Okay, so you are art, right? And you are also a reflection. This is just my belief. You're a reflection of God, right? And so God took time to fashion you, to put all the things, even things that we hate about ourselves, to put all those things intentionally all over ourselves, right? Our personality, the way we laugh, how we think, right? But also what we see. When we're passing by people on the street, we're passing by works of art. We're passing by reflections of God. Like, I really feel like all of us are little flecks, little peeks into God. Like all of our beauty, and even the beauty that doesn't get celebrated is still beautiful because humans in our arrogant and haughty thinking, right? Like we think that we are the judger of all things good, and that's not true. That's not true. We're living in a society that is not good, but somebody saw it to be good, right? Like we're living under constraints that somebody saw to be good because it benefited them. But I really believe that all of us are like little facets on a diamond. I don't know. This is how I think, right? Little facets on a diamond or a crystal. And with each fleck of light, when light hits it, meaning like when we can see it because we need light to see, when light hits the image, we see a little bit of God, a little bit of God's creativity, humor, right? Like even for my own body, I have moles and freckles, like right here on my face. I have a lot of moles on this side and freckles. And those freckles tell a story because those freckles belong to my grandmother and my great grandmother, you know, on both sides, honestly. Like both sides have these freckles and these moles, right? And so even though that we're taking a piece of ourselves, our personality from other people, a lot of it is still being remixed and like recreated with God, if that makes sense. So we have that same capability. If we are image bearers, if we represent God, if we are reflections of God, then what does that mean? That we too are creative. We are creative beings. Oh, no worries. No, we are also creative beings. No worries. I understand. Okay. His hands. Yes. He created us with his hands. Got you. Got you. No worries. No worries. Yay. Yes. Community. Let me take a sip of water. Ooh, my mouth is a little dry, y'all. But good morning. It's also a beautiful day here. Feels like fall. Felt like fall this morning, and I'm so excited. Okay. Because it's my favorite season. We already talked about this, but yes. My favorite season. Hi, Charlene Edwards. Blessings, peace, and sunflower. Times to you, Alicia and family, friends from Boston. Hello from Maryland. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yes. I love that too. Yes, our village. I love that. Ayla Mika, please show Alicia some love and remember to like the live. Yes, please. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like what you're hearing, please like the video. If you want to support, please like, because it helps with the algorithm. It helps to get out to people. And I really want people to hear this message. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ayla Mika. Okay. So you are creative, period. You are creative. So you are nature, right? You are creation, but you're also created. You're also creative, excuse me. You are created, but you're also creative. You are nature, and everything in nature creates. Everything. I'm looking at my plants, right? Oop, my plants. They're growing, they're creating. They're creating more of themselves. Little baby buds. They're creating more of themselves, right? When a plant grows or fruit grows, it drops seed into the ground. It creates more of itself. Everything in nature creates. So to say that you are not creative is a lie, because you are nature. You are a part of nature. We are made, like I said, in the image of God. That's just what I believe. And so if God is a creator, that's the first thing that is said about God. God creates. So therefore we create too. But the question is, what are we creating? What are we creating? We create and co-create every single day, right? If you don't think you're creative, if you cook, if you drive, if you walk, if you problem solve, if you teach, and not just like in a classroom, but in general, if you're teaching, if you're leading, if you're following, if you are showing up to the workplace every single day, if you're breathing, if you're consuming something, you are creative. You're creating every time you do something. Like literally the energy that we use is creative, but it's also important that we look at how we're creating, what we're creating, who we're creating with. And just like the episode I talked about yesterday in Black Girl Creative, that destruction is creation too. Destruction is creation. So are we using our creativity to destroy in a good way or a bad way? Are we using our creativity to create in a good way or bad way? The thing about God that I think about is the fact that God gave us choice. Like no matter what you believe, we all have free will, right? Like we all decide what we get to do with the gifts that we've been given. Everybody has been given, not the same gift specifically, but has been given the gift of creativity. And a lot of people are using their creativity to create harmful systems, right? To create harmful content, harmful music, just to create harm. Where other people are also creating stuff to be beneficial to other people. Using the words of my husband, use it to be beneficial to other folks. Hello. Hi, Eternal Abundance. Good morning. Yay. I'm excited too. Hi, the other MJ. Hello. Hi, unknown. Hello. Good to see you. So yeah, so we all have creative energy. But again, the question is how we're using that creative energy. Okay, so is what we create beneficial or harmful? That's the question. The thing about creativity is that creativity is not just limited to art. I mean, again, I say everything is art. I think everything is art. But I also understand when people say like, I'm not creative because I'm not a painter, or I'm not a singer. I'm not a writer. I'm not an artist in the way that art is celebrated here in the West, right? But I would argue that everything is art. There is an art to everything. There's an art to parenting. There's an art to relating to people. There, like when you're having a conversation with someone, you're creating a safe space. You're co-creating in that space, hopefully a safe space, a kind space where people can share and open up, right? Like we know what it feels like to be kind of closed off, to not want to say too much because we don't trust the people that we're around. But when you create an environment where people feel comfortable enough to soften, to relax, to speak their mind, right? You have created something that maybe we can't see on canvas and maybe we can't hear on a song. You know what I mean? But that person felt that thing. That person experienced that thing. And that too is creativity. That too is just as beautiful and beneficial as a painting. So I don't want you to discount yourself and think like, oh, I have no visual or audio or whatever kind of art. I'm not a dancer, but you're a person, you're a human being, and every day you create. If you're creating a meal for your family, like I said, you one kid likes one thing, one kid doesn't like the other. You know what I mean? Like you have to get real creative. When you're limited on funds, limited on resources, you get very creative, very creative. I often talk about when I was younger and I had a job, and even though I was working, I was so poor. I was so poor, and or I was experiencing poverty, but it felt like I was poor. I would eat noodles. I would eat noodles every day, a Snickers bar, and a what is it called? A naked fruit juice, right? A naked fruit juice. And in my mind, this sounds crazy right now, but in my mind, I was like, I got my starch, I got my protein from the peanuts in the Snickers bar, and I got my fruits and veggies in the juice. Obviously, this is not a good idea. It's all sugar. It's all bad. It's all bad. But at the time, I'm like, I need nutrients. I need, I'm trying to piece together the food pyramid of the things that I need, right? And grain and stuff is at the bottom. So let me have a lot of grain to feel full. And obviously, again, on this side, I know not to do that. But I got very creative with my limited funds. And when I'm getting the naked fruit juices, I know people, well, it was expensive. Let me tell you something. I went to Target. They were like $2. They were $2. I don't know what they are now. But I got very creative. Aw. Ayline Mika, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your gift with me. You are truly a blessing. Thank you. And you're blessing me. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Deshaun Burns. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Havana. Hi. Hi. Hi, let's talk about it with Mara. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Living is a whole creative endeavor. Your body is doing marvelous work every second of the day. Let's talk about it, right? Your body being made up of a community to keep you alive. Your body is making creative choices all day long. The cells are making creative choices all day long to keep you alive. The cells are regenerating. They're chasing out the bad germs, right? Like the white blood cells are doing their duty. You're made up of creativity. You're made up of creativity. So, and in my mind, Black Girl Creative, it stands on 5 pillars, and the pillars are creativity, generosity / abundance, because I think they're both one and the same, wellness and healing, right? Storytelling and community. And with community, right? Like we think that we're just like these, I'm a standalone, I'm self-made. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as self-made. You're one made up of other people who created you, right? You're also made up of other opinions that you take in, other readings, other experiences, other art that you're inspired by. And you're also made up of a lot of communities working together to keep you alive. This body is working together in community to keep us alive. The oxygen is working with the blood, is working with the cells, is working with the heart, with the brain, with the eyes, with the mouth, with the nose, right? Like everything is working together. So yes, so our entire living, right, is a creative endeavor. Our entire being is a creative endeavor. And even when I look at waste in this country, right? It's a lot there, but there's a lot of waste in this country. And when people say that they're not creative, and I'm just like, look at the landfills. We can create bad things too. Look at the landfills. Look at poverty, right? Like, look at all these things that are bad that exist because I use we loosely, like as the whole, we have agreed that we're going to live like this. We have agreed with these systems in some sort of way, or like people have created these systems to oppress us, right? Like, and so all of this is creativity. So my whole point is that we're all born with the gift of creativity. It's just about how we choose to use our creative gifts. Are we going to use it for good or for bad? What is the line from Spider-Man, Uncle Ben? With great power comes great responsibility. We're very responsible. Like we should be. We should be very responsible with the gifts that we've been given to do good for ourselves and to everyone else. Okay. So that's why I get frustrated when we have conversations about things that I have gripes about, like capitalism and and black excellence and white supremacy and all these different things. And the first thing that people come to me and say is, or one of the first things is, well, what are you going to do about it? And that makes me sad because it makes me realize that people really don't understand just how powerful and gifted and creative they are. If we put our heads together with our powers combined, we can create a whole new system, a whole new way to live, a whole new way to thrive, that everybody can thrive. These systems that we've been given, like, have lied to us and have almost made us abandon our gift of creativity, right? Like, we think that we are powerless and we're not. We think that we are not smart and we are so smart. We're so talented. We are so gifted. We think that we lack nothing. We lack nothing. Especially when we're together. We lack nothing. Like, literally, if all community came together, this is why I'm a communalist. If all community came together, nobody would lack anything. Nobody would lack anything. But anyway, yes. Okay. Let me get back on my notes. Back to my notes. And you're still alive. And you still live. That's what matters. Yes. 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 Right. Listen, gems. Okay. I'm gonna take the gems where I can get them. But yes. Yes. Hi, Kimberly Holmes. Hello. Hi, Andrea Jones. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad that this is resonating. I'm glad. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, my notes are all over the place. So if I'm all over the place, please just come with me, because that's what we do here sometimes. So yes. Yes, community is the key, period. It is. It is. Captain Planet, may our powers combine. Yes, yes. With my ring. Absolutely. Okay. Our imaginations are beautiful things. Our imaginations are powerful things. And these are one of the main tools of creativity. Because if we can imagine it, we can do it. But if I take your imagination from you, you can't imagine a different future. You can't imagine a different solve for the problem. So when we're talking about different problems that arise, and the first thing that people have asked me is, well, what are you going to do about it? There's nothing we can do, right? The sense of hopelessness and helplessness, which I understand, I get, because it does feel hopeless and helpless when you're trying to come against patriarchy or white supremacy or just like capitalism and greed and all this stuff, that it feels like there's so much darkness around, right? That you can't break through. But again, as I said before, if you are a light in darkness, people are going to see that light. And I wish that more people reclaim their creativity, reclaim their imagination. So Trisha Hersey, in her book, Rest is Resistance, she talks about this often as well, right? Like, she talks about how we are so exhausted by these systems that we have no room to rest and to dream and to imagine. Literally, the card that I pulled today, or actually this was yesterday, it says, I don't know if it's, okay, yes. Welcome to the dream space. Another world is possible. Welcome to the dream space. Another world is possible. We don't know that another world is possible if we're told that our imaginations equate to nothing. We don't know that another world is possible if we don't have time and rest to think about it. If we don't have time to doodle and to play around with ideas and converse with other people and exchange, well, what do you think about this? Well, what if we added this, right? Community, right? We don't have time. We don't even have the guts, the bravery to do the thing that we dream of, because we're not even in community with people who get it, with other people who are also dreaming. When you're a lone dreamer, when you're the one doing something different than all your family, all your friends, you feel very alone. You feel crazy sometimes. You feel like maybe this is silly. I'm speaking from personal experience. When you're going your own way, when you're going your own route, it can feel really lonely. It can, and it can make you want to push back down these ideas that you've been given, these dreams, like this, something's not right here. Right? But if you have enough people telling you everything's fine, don't raise a fuss, you're going to put down your finger. You're going to put down your hand. You're going to swallow your words, because you've been trained to believe that what you have to offer is nothing. But the truth is, the powers that be know that what you have to offer is everything, which is why they're exhausting us, which is why they're convincing us that our creativity means nothing, that our creativity amounts to nothing. Our imaginations are beautiful things, but they're powerful things, good and bad. I've talked about before how I have, I don't know if y'all have experienced this. I've had whole arguments with people in my shower that are not there. I'm getting riled up. I'm saying things. The person's saying things back to me. That's my imagination. The imagination is powerful. Even with fear, right? When we're fearing something, not that we're, saying fear is bad, but when we're fearing something, we're imagining what could happen in the future. And it feels so real, the fear feels so real that we don't do the thing. That's our imagination. That's how powerful our imagination is. So just imagine if we harnessed our imagination and actually used it for good. for ourselves? What if we imagine everything went right? What if we actually sat down and took 30 minutes to say, like, what is possible? What other thing is possible? And I've done this for like problems in the world, right? So let's say that we didn't have money, right? Let's say money never existed. Let's say nobody ever created money. What else could be possible? If I don't have enough money, how can I still serve the people that I want to serve? What does that look like? What tools do I have? What resources do I have? Who do I know, right? Can I ask to borrow a space that somebody has? Can I borrow somebody's car to deliver things to people? Like there's so many things. Like I have an idea from reading and from just like journaling cuz okay, let me be honest. With money is real, right? The need for money is real. I hate having to do things for money, but I need money. I need money. Like I need money. And so even the work that I'm doing, I have to find a creative way to honor the fact that I am a human being living under a capitalistic society and I still need to pay my bills and I still deserve to thrive like everybody else, right? But also, like I don't have to charge for everything. And I think that capitalism, what it does is that it teaches us that everything is for sale. Everything is for earning our worth with other people. It dehumanizes us. It dehumanizes us and it despiritualizes us. Capitalism, not money, but capitalism, right? And so we think that everything, unless somebody is approving of it or paying us for it or whatever, it doesn't count. That's not true. There's so much of ourselves that we're throwing away because it doesn't fit this idea of what capitalism says is good, which really means that they're saying it's good because it's good for them. It benefits them. It makes them money, right? We'll get back to that in a second. But yes. Listen. Aw. Hi, Sil Maniki. Hello. Good morning. Hi, Latoya F. Hello. Yes, shower scenes are real, so healing. Listen, you get to say everything that you never got to say. You got to get it off your chest. Even with like writing letters, other people do that, right? I'm writing a letter to somebody who's never going to read it. That's not the point. The point is to give myself room to express myself and to share the words that I need to share. It's not about the person receiving it. It's about creating a safe space for myself to express how I really feel. All that suppressed and repressed emotions, I'm going to express it because I deserve. So yes, it is healing. It is. Me too. There are some battles I have fought in the shower. Same. Same. Somebody would walk in on me and be like, girl, you all right? You all right? I'm from the West Coast, visiting Atlanta for the first time, and I have been feeling so seen. While being surrounded by my culture, this trip has healed years of the only Black girl in the room. I love that for you. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm so happy. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I had, so I grew up in PG County in Maryland, so it's a Black county, mostly Black, and I went to school in Baltimore. And so even though there were Black people there, I was still in spaces where I was the only Black woman, and that was traumatizing. And I look back on some of the situations and I'm just like, that wasn't right. No, that wasn't right. But I was so not prepared for that feeling of feeling alone and isolated and like you're the only one. So yeah. I love that. I love that. Hi, Camilla Shakur. Hello. Creativity is necessary for problem solving. Yep. So powerful. Exactly. And that's why I'm just like, Black women specifically, y'all are creative. It's not a question. I'm not even just talking about life, which is a huge deal, right? Creating life is a huge deal. But just think about the existence, like what Black women have created. Even like this phrase, and I forgot where I saw it, but it was like, everything is ghetto until proven profitable. That has been the case for Black folks. And that has been the case for Black women specifically. The nails that we wore like back in the 90s, right? The long nails and the haircuts, the asymmetricals, the way that we spoke, the way that our bodies looked, a lot of our bodies looked, have been for sale for years. We've been told for so long that like, y'all should be ashamed of your bodies. You should be ashamed of the nails you wear. You should be ashamed of them big old door knocker earrings, right? These are obviously, I'm just using general examples. You should be ashamed of them braids. That's not professional. And now look, you go on TikTok, every person is wearing those kinds of things. Not every person, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. It's accepted now because it's profitable and it's profiting the wrong people. It's not profiting the people who created that culture. It's profiting people who want the sheen and the coolness of Blackness, but don't really want the Blackness. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But yes, absolutely. And the whole point of me saying that was like, if we came together, like we would be so powerful. We'd be unstoppable. We could create our own things where we're not dependent on other people's systems. You know, and obviously that would take a lot of work, a lot of time, right? But I don't deny that we can do it. But I think what happens is that people get so caught up in the sheen and how attractive being wealthy, how attractive being the only one, being like the 30 under 30, like these kinds of things. And I talk about that, about Black excellence. Like I think a big part of that is like, I want to be the special Black. I don't want to be the basic Black. I don't want to be the regular Black person because I'm more special than that. When all along, if you knew that you were special, period, without all the stuff, there wouldn't be none of that competition, that silliness. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's just very, capitalism, white supremacy is very like, it's separating. It separates people, even from themselves. It makes them ashamed of themselves. It makes them ashamed of their own creativity. When I think of AAVE/Ebonics, it's creativity. It is art. So you're telling me that you stole people from a land who didn't speak your language. You gave them that language. They created their own version of that language, right? Like a version that they understand. And they also included like dialects from where they were from, right? And then you denied them the ability to read. You denied them the ability to come into your education systems. And yet and still, they still find a way to create language with the language that, even though you took the language from them, you can't tell me they're not creative geniuses. There's no way. There's no way. You're telling me that Black folks, and I'm speaking obviously because I'm from America, but I'm sure this is everywhere. Like you're telling me that you freed enslaved Africans and left them with nothing to get started, not a starter pack, not a become an American starter pack. They started from scratch and from nothing. And you're telling me that those people are not creative? Because if you put me back there with, I don't know what I would do. I have no idea. With all this privilege and access and what I'm used to now, I have no idea. But they figured it out and we're benefiting from that. From their creativity, we are able to thrive. So to deny the power of our creativity is self-harm, is disrespectful to yourself and to your ancestors and to your community. So yes. Hi, Shanice. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Hi, Ivana. I agree with what you said about some people using their gifts to create harmful content and harmful music. Harmful music is definitely an issue. Yes. And sadly here, because everything is behind backwards in America and in the West, the stuff that is harmful is the most profitable. The things that are the most harmful are the most profitable because there's a lot of reasons. But also there's a lot of cutting corners that happen when you're trying to prioritize money and production and doing things fast and easy, right? That comes at a cost. Everything that is convenient for us comes at a cost to somebody else. Everything. So yeah. Hi, St. Cloverton James Jones. Hello. Braids like Brandy, love that name. I grew up in Silver Spring and Southern California. I can relate to both. Yes. Move, sis. I moved back east. I love that. I hope that you're enjoying the East. The West is very nice. Y'all have very nice weather. It's really chill. The views are beautiful, you know. But for me, like, there's no place like home. You know what I mean? Like, there's no place like, even if, and this is, I'm gonna say this. Even if I get mean mugged in PG County, it's not the same as me getting mean mugged in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. I don't know. That's just how I feel, right? Like, it's an unfriendliness that I'm used to versus one that I'm not, one that is foreign. And usually I have a lot of grace for our people anyway. Like, we've been through so much. Of course, some people are going to scowl. It ain't personal, you know? So yes. Hi, Shadell. Good morning. Hi, H&D Abroad. It's good to see you. Exhaustion and creativity cannot coexist. That. And so just for those of you who are joining, next week is Black Girl Creative Week. Yay. I'm very excited. And I'm going live every single day, except Monday, I believe. Every single day to have conversations with y'all about creativity. And rest is actually the first thing we're going to talk about. Because if you don't rest, you can't create. If there is no rest, there is no creation. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, shame for color and accessories in our hair. Exactly. The beads. I remember the, I was going to say twins. They're not twins. The Williams sister, when they played tennis and beads, it was like, what? They look like me. I'm wearing beads. You never saw that. And even then they got flack. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Camilla Shakur. Yes. So glad I'm catching this live. It's my first time. I love that you're here and I love that you love it here. That makes me happy. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I've been thinking about how Black excellence is often a trauma response for seeking validation of oppressors. Yes, it is. And so I said that in my video and people came for my neck. They dragged me, okay? Some of them comments I deleted, but like I really was like, I'm not arguing with y'all about this. And the fact that you're arguing with me about shows that that is the truth. Like, and I don't mean like, oh, I disagree. I mean like, you're lazy. You just don't care. Like, you're an embarrassment to the black community. And in that, I'm like, an embarrassment to who, honey? Who, like, an embarrassment to who? Like, because black folks they don't care. They don't care that I'm wearing a bonnet. I know, controversial. They don't care I'm wearing a bonnet. They don't care I have box braids. They don't care. They're living their lives. So who is it that you're performing for? It's all a performance. Black excellence is a performance. It is. It's seeking validation. And I know because I was there. I'm not saying this is like you guys. No, I'm saying me. You know, and everybody has their own reason for doing things. But yes, yes. Yes, I love my newfound freedom to just be so liberating. It's I'm not harming anyone, so I continue to be unapologetically me. Exactly. And I love that. I love that. AAVE in Caribbean patois and Creole languages is truly a testament to our creativity, period. It is. It really is. I love it. Have to go to work now. Okay, have a great day at work. I'll watch the rest tonight. Have a great day, everyone. You too. You too. Thank you. Hi, Enough by MNT. It's good to see you. Good morning. So glad to be catching this live. I'm glad that you're here too. Me too. Hi, E. Dunlap. It's good to see you. Oh, y'all are saying such nice things. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. It is a trauma response. You've hit the nail on the head. Exactly. Exactly. I'm healing from the shame I've received for being a soft and sensitive black woman. It's so healing to put down the boss babe and hustle culture mentality. That. Um, that. So I tried to buy into the boss babe thing. Like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not built for that. I don't really think anybody is, to be completely honest with you. I think it is glamorous, right? It's something that people want to strive for because it tells people that if you work hard enough, then you'll be able to earn your worth, right? The problem is though that a lot of my ancestors worked very, very hard and they were still very, very poor. So you're not going to tell me that it's just hard work. Like, you're not going to tell me that it's also just working by yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's not true. You're getting wealthy. Amazon is getting wealthy off of us, off of the laymen, off of the poor people, off of the people who are just like making ends meet. You know what I'm saying? But yes. Yay. Deshaun Burns says, born and raised in LA. I currently live in Oklahoma City. Black cities are the absolute best places to visit. Truly widens your vision. I agree. And I also agree with this. Being lazy is great. It is. I had to run off to pay my I had to run off to pay my car payment. Made my final payment. Yay! Final payment today. Alicia came back on time about claiming power. I did that. You did that. I celebrate you. Isn't that a good feeling? I'm done. Congratulations to you, Charlene Edwards. Congrats. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Being mean mugged in the middle of Missouri is absolutely not the same. Yes, exactly. Yes, please tell us, okay? Because no, it's not the same. It's not. Let's see. Yes, I don't have the energy for boss babe. Listen, I don't got it. I'm just not that interested. I'm not that committed to. And this is the thing. Somebody asked me like, will you be a millionaire? I probably will not be. Let's call a thing a thing. I probably won't be a millionaire. Would that be amazing? Yes, because I just give away most of it anyway, right? But I don't see having a lot of money is lovely, right? But am I committed to the work that it takes to be a millionaire? No. Am I committed to the exploitation that needs to happen, that probably needs to happen to be a millionaire? Not really. I just want to make my little money, not little money. You know how black folks, your little whatever. I want to make my money that lets me thrive and to be generous to other people like I want to be generous to other people, and go home and go to sleep. That's what I really want. I want to show up, do what I came to do, and go to sleep. For a lot of those people, they never turn off. They're never really able to turn off, or they're like afraid they're going to lose their position and their money, so they have to keep doing stuff. I want to be at peace. So yes. I learned Black excellence was BS when I was in college. It was a PWI, so I'm sure that matters to some degree. I'm sure it does. I went to a PWI too. I didn't. Yeah, I have thoughts. I don't want to start no HBCU/PWI beef because there's no beef. But also, like, I think at a PWI you're trying really hard to come across as what is the word? Smart. I can't think of the word, but come across as smart to your professors. And to the people around you, to your classmates, even though they're not trying as hard as you, like a lot of them are not trying as hard as you. It's like this mind, it's crazy. Like I have to find a different word than crazy because I don't want to be ableist, but it's wild to me. And I don't even want to use wild. See, language means things, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Yes, congrats on your car. Yes, yes. Oh, I love how supportive y'all are. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Final payment. This will be me soon while working on my credit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Camila Shakur. I'm from Detroit, born and raised. No matter what anyone says, growing up in the blackest city in America was a privilege in a lot of ways. And I love that for you. I love that for you. Yes, yes. No woman wants to be a boss, LOL. That's a PR stunt created by society. You know what's crazy? Okay, yes, I have thoughts, but yes, yes. D Blackman, I just want to be financially free. That's it. That's it. I just want to make my money and go. So I can go hang out with my homegirls. You know what I'm saying? Or I can just go hang out by myself. I can lay in bed and watch Netflix, watch cartoons. That sounds amazing to me. I'm not that committed to working all the time. I want to create. Like I want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? I am an artist. I want to do more of my art. But yeah, the boss, the striving, the hustling, the grinding, none of that sounds good to me. None of it. I want enough to care. I want enough to care for myself for the rest of my life since I don't have kids. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a worthy thing. And what's crazy is people will see this and be like, you're lazy. Your ambitions are not high enough. Girl, if those are your ambitions, that's amazing. That's a beautiful ambition because a lot of people don't know what enough is. A lot of people, not even just like, because Adelia, she talks about that like, what's the word? Calculating. This is me calculating. She talks about calculating your needs, right? And helping and using that number to help define like what number you need for the rest of your life, God willing. But like, also, I'm not even talking about like, what is enough for you? Like, what does your life look like that feels good? What does that look like? Where are you? What do you have? And usually, if you really get down to the heart of it, what you really want isn't a lot of stuff to manage. It's not a lot of stuff to go through. It's not a lot of accolades and achievement. What you really want is connection. What you really want is to have, and I'm not going to say enough, like just barely making it by. You want to be financially free. You want to be free from financial worry, right? You want leisure. You want rest. You want love. You want good food. You want good drink, right? You want a good life. A good life. And so, yeah, some of that does have a price tag. So we honor that. But people who are just chasing more money just to have more money, like the scripture talks about, it's like chasing the wind. There is no end. You can't capture the wind. There's never going to be enough if you don't determine what enough is for you. And I think that's what happens is that, 6 figures, like everybody's like, you need 6 figures. Do you need 6 figures? Like, really? It'd be nice, but do you need it? And maybe you do. Then that's a different conversation. But like, have you checked in with yourself? Oh, strive to be a millionaire because this is the goal. They're selling us what the goals are. They're selling us what we should want. They're telling us what we should want. They're not asking. They're not asking. They're telling us. So I think sometimes we just got to take a second and be like, okay, what do I really want for my life? Yes. I always got thoughts. I'm like, do I want to say that? Because I don't want to deter us too far from the notes. But yes. HBCU love, absolutely. Homecoming season loading. I know that's right. Finding what's true to me. Yes, it's a constant being on. Yes, boss energy. Always watching your back to make sure no one disrespects or comes to take your stuff. It seems exhausting. It is. Like, I want to live a streamlined life, right? This is what I do. This is the price. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can connect. But all this, like, striving and competing and, like, I don't have time. I don't have the energy because I want to enjoy my life. And I want to make friends. And I want to cozy. I want to cuddle. I want to, I want to have romantic dinners with friends and, like, with lovers and with family. Like, that's what I want. And that kind of boss energy doesn't really give me that feeling. You know what I mean? When people talk about soft life, again, Adelia and Ivana talked about this before. And Ivana talked about it on Stephanie Perry's channel about soft life and how a lot of people are talking about soft life because, they see it on Instagram and TikTok and all this different stuff of people like, living on yachts and which is, do that. If you got it, do it. But they don't talk about the work that it takes to get there. Like, what is your job? What are your hours like? You're recording this like 2-second reel. What have you been doing for the last 364 days? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff that people don't talk about. And I think that we also have to be careful because capitalism grabs onto everything and makes everything about you need to make more money. So you need to give us more monies. You need to give us more labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you want to strive to get what we have. You want to ride that yacht? Give us the money, right? And for me, what I've decided is that I don't need to own everything to experience it. We went to Mexico. We went to Mexico. We got on a catamaran. I've always wanted to ride a catamaran. Me and Marcus joke about catamarans all the time, and so I got to ride on one. And I just paid my little fee. I was on there with like 15 other people. I'm sure maybe it was more than that. I met some women from Colombia, and they were so sweet to me. They were so nice. They reminded me of my grandmommy who passed away. Like, it's just that energy, that like vibrant energy, and like they gave me candies, and I had a great time. And guess what? I got off that catamaran and I went back home. I don't have to keep up with the catamaran. I don't have to pay fees to dock it. I don't have to clean it. I don't have to, pay all the fees. I'm sure there are a bunch of fees to have a boat. I don't have to do none of that. I pay my little monies. I get on. I have a good time, and I go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to own everything. Once I free my mind from that, like, oh, let me actually get experiences more than things. Now it feels attainable. Now it feels like I can do the thing. I can do the thing. Like, it's not, I need $1 million so I can buy it. Or I can soften my life by just saving up enough money to rent or to go on with some strangers and meet some new people and have a great time. And I had a great time. I got in the ocean. I ate good. I had shrimp tacos on the beach, right? Amazing. And then I went home. I'm not stressing myself out. And I'm not saying if that is your dream to own it, don't let me poo poo your dreams. You do that. But I would just say to ask, like, what is it that you really want? Do you really need to own it to have it and experience it? Or can you just like, hey, can I rent this for a little bit? Just thoughts, just thoughts. Yeah, you're working on being an artist as well. I love that. And you are an artist. Can I offer to you that you are an artist? You don't have to wait. You don't have to work for it or work on it. You are an artist. You are creative because you exist. And everything you create is art. If you own the title, I'm an artist, can't nobody take that away from you. Can't nobody qualify that. You're an artist. So own that. I'm trying to own that too. So own that. I am owning it. I'm not trying. I am owning it. I am an artist. You're an artist. I see you. Hi, Esther J. Your lives always come at the right time. I'm happy. That makes me happy. Hi, Inya. Hello. Hello. Hi, Shell, Babe, Mac. Hello. I'm so glad people are waking up. Me too. Me too. Me too. Ooh, Camilla says, can you ever really calculate a dollar amount that is enough with the US dollar always decreasing in value, inflation steadily rising, and cost of living always rising? I would say, maybe. Is anything ever really sure 1,000%? No. No. Like nothing. Nothing is like that. But it doesn't mean that we still can't, do what we can with what we know and what we have. And I think that's all we're doing. We're trying the best that we can with what we have, with what information we have. Tomorrow, the dollar could mean absolutely nothing. Like, low key, we're all, I don't know if we realize how unstable our economy really is, but like, and I'm not trying to like stir any fear in any hearts either, but it's true. Like, it's all fake. All the money is fake. They're just creating money. None of it is real. Like, it's not based on anything. It's just what they decide it's worth, right? Like, and obviously I'm not an economist, so there's more that goes into this, but like on a very basic level, it's all fake. And even still, even while it's all fake, I'm still going to try to enjoy my life. You know what I mean? Like that, because that's all I can do. What am I going to do? Worry about it. And I'm trying really hard to apply that scripture in Matthew 6:33. And when it talks about like, don't worry about tomorrow because today has enough worries of its own. And at the end of the day, like, and there's a question that's in that scripture and it says, like, can any man add any years to his life by worrying? Jesus be dragging. But can any man add any years to their life by worrying? No. But we can take years away. We can make our today awful by worrying about tomorrow. We can make our relationship sour worrying about tomorrow. We can overlook gifts that we have today by, so on some level, I'm kind of like prepare for the future, but also especially as a person experiencing poverty, right? Sometimes I don't have the privilege of always thinking so forward in the future. And when people are saying, plan for the future, it's like, how, right? How? But then also there are people online who are helping people. But let's be real, like for a lot of people experiencing poverty, we're worried about the tomorrow. When all we have is, it's hard to worry about the future when all you see is today. All you see is that you have enough today. And I would say to manage that, finding that balance is hard, but we have to, right? yeah, I'm living for today, but I'm also not going to spend up all my money, right? If I can help it, because I hope that I'm going to live to tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take care of myself enough. Does that make sense? So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find a balance. And that question is very real. Like, how? How are we doing this, right? But even still, balancing worry and fear with just wisdom, I think we'll get along pretty well. And it's sad because our hands are in the hands, our lives, excuse me, not really, but our financial situation, a lot of our financial situations are in the hands of people who are evil. And so I usually don't trust them anyway. That's just me. So I'm not necessarily hoping for like goodness to come because they're not good people. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to live the life that I want to live. And so maybe for some people, like for me, I want to buy a camper van and travel the country. Right now, I don't necessarily want a home. Like it'd be cool, but I don't need like a home. I mean like a house, like a house, like an apartment. That'd be cool. But like the responsibility of a home, I don't really have the means. I don't have the energy for it. And so I want to buy a camper van. And so, okay, if you're going to travel the country in a car, which me and my husband did last year, what do you need? Right. And I think that's the thing, like based on the life that you want to live, what do you need to do that thing? However way that looks for you. Maybe you need to move in with somebody else. Maybe you can have a roommate. There's nothing wrong with that. Or move in with family or friends. Or like Stephanie Perry does, right? House it so she don't have to pay rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like that. So I think if you're choosing something different, right, then you might be more flexible with what you can do to live the life that you want to live. I hope I'm answering your question. But yes, yes. Hi, Uprise Queen. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yay. Let's see. That part, soft life isn't an aesthetic. It's so weird how everything is a look now. Yeah, it is. It's all marketing. It's all marketing. Everything is marketing. Everything. Hi, Latoya F. I love watching your lives. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You are such a positive and beautiful force. Thanks, babe. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you for saying that about me. That's very kind of you. Hi, Kimberly Holmes. Yes, I figured out what I mostly want are experiences, ownership not required. Exactly. Exactly. I really appreciate you shining light on living comfy and cozy. Yes, I'm truly grateful for your voice because what you talk about, I've been saying forever, and I felt alone prior to this space, and I love that. And that's the beauty of community, because you realize, oh, maybe I feel alone because those people aren't necessarily ready to hear what I'm saying, or they might not be my people. But let me go find my people. You know, it's beautiful, and I'm happy that this can be a place that you can feel seen and heard. I love that. I love that. Marissa says we're taught to seek ownership over everything. Yes. It's okay just to experience. It really is. It really is. You ain't got to own everything, and that's stressing us out. And if we're talking about, even if we're talking about like group economics and like sharing things, like just sharing, you know, let's not even add a fancy name to stuff. Sharing things. If I have a lawnmower that I only use twice a month, right? Why can't my neighbor use it too when they want to mow their lawn so they don't have to buy a lawnmower? Right? Like if I have a car that sits in my driveway all day, why do my kids or my spouse or whoever, my family, why do they need a car? We can all just share. And that would lessen the stress if we could just learn to share. You know? So yes. Yes. Someone I know refers to owning a boat as putting money in the water hole. Wow, that sucks. But yes, yes. I love this. I aim for access, not necessarily ownership. And I love that. I love that. I too am learning art. I'm also a pet sitter. Yes. And I have started incorporating the pets doing art. Basically, I turn pets into artists. That is so cute. I want to see. That's cool. And the motto is a friend with a boat is better than owning a boat. Hey, makes sense to me. Okay. I'll give you some gas money. Excuse me. I'll give you some gas money. Whatever else you need. Can I ride? Can I ride? Mm-hmm. Right about right now. Exactly. And I feel you. I am very much, I think, having limited access and means really helps you to be present, whether you want to or not, right? It's a challenge to be present, obviously, because you are worried about tomorrow and you have experienced loss and you have had your car repossessed. You have had eviction notices, right? Like, you know what that feels like. You know what I mean? And so you don't want to feel that again. But I found that like me stressing about the future really is just exhausting me. It's just exhausting. Like, because I can't do anything about it here. I'm not in tomorrow, right? I can make decisions today, but that would require me to be here today. I can't fix tomorrow worrying about tomorrow. I can try to change the trajectory of tomorrow by focusing on today. And that's all we have. And I think that's again, how we talked about before, how like God is kind. God only gives us today because that's all we can handle. We can barely handle the moment. If we're being real, we can barely handle the moment. What we gonna do with knowing what the whole week is gonna happen, like every single moment? That's too much for us. It's too exhausting. But yeah, yeah. It was more rhetorical. No, yes, yes. It was more a rhetorical question, but I love how thoroughly you answered. I love that. Okay, we're getting through intentionally living and finding our way day by day. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, it is beautiful. It is. It is. Oh no. A-Line Mika says, owning a home is a trap. Yes, I think what you shared about house sitting and camper is dope and realistically free. Hubby and I have been discussing selling it all and becoming expats, and I love that for y'all. And I'm for it. I'm cheering you on. I've seen too many people like in that same process and how different they are on the other side. And not just like different, like, oh, I don't have any worries anymore. That's not what I mean. I just mean like different, like lighter. Living here in the States is so heavy. A lot of stuff is just so heavy. It's exhausting. And they want us exhausted, So yes, let me take a sip of water real quick, and we'll get back to the notes. Okay, so we're talking about imaginations and how our imaginations can transport us to different places, right? We can recall a memory and be in that place. We can smell a scent and be back in elementary school, right? Like that happened to me recently. I was walking and I smelled popcorn, like burnt popcorn in like a crisp morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in kindergarten. I don't know who made popcorn, but that's like a memory that's in there, right? And so I can imagine myself there. I can sit in this moment. I can feel what it felt like to be a kid again. Our imaginations are powerful, right? Again, we talk about having imaginary arguments, and all of that is creativity at work. All of that is creativity at play. But we have been told to put down our creative gifts to serve other people, to degrade ourselves, to exhaust us so we can't create anything for ourselves at all. If you look at the way that work happens here in the States, it's mirroring enslavement. It's mirroring enslavement, excuse me. Like, we're overworked. The people at the top make the most money. It's a pyramid scheme, right? The people at the top make the most money. The people at the bottom are working the hardest, getting paid the least. Their labor is being used. And also, like, their creativity is being exploited for other people's gain. Their energy is being exploited for other people's gain, right? So we've been told that it's ironic, and it really shows the lie. Your creativity is nothing. You can't do anything. Like, you're not talented, X, Y, and Z. But then if I'm so like not talented, but you're exploiting me. Make it make sense. Which one is it? Either I'm talented and creative and amazing, or I'm not. And if I'm not, you wouldn't hire me. You wouldn't overwork me. You wouldn't put me in a position that is over like other people, like, because you don't want to work as hard. Like, stop the lying. Our imaginations are powerful and they know it, but they want to keep us distracted and fighting, right? Over stupid stuff. Like, they want to keep us divided, feeling like we have to do everything by ourselves, feeling like, if we don't do it alone, then it don't count, right? Like, pushing away community, selling ourselves out, selling out our people. Again, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about P. Diddy or whatever his name is. Like, this idea, like, people are celebrating him recently because he released the masters back to his artists or whatever. I'm not celebrating because he had 30 years to make money off these people. And now, because now you're set for life, now you want to give them their masters. I got problems. I got questions. I'm happy that the right thing is being done, but I feel like it's very tacky. And we're supposed to celebrate whatever. This is a whole other conversation. But it's true. Like, we sell out our own people's talents, trying to get a leg up on them, to feel better than them, to position ourselves in a way that is better than them. I was listening to All About Love today, and the chapter about like greed. And of course I have to go back and look at the notes and reread it. But there was a chapter on greed, and it was basically saying, let me see if I can see it on my phone. The idea was basically saying that a lot of us are greedy because we think that possessing more than other people or doing better than other people is going to position ourselves and secure ourselves. But that hardly ever is the case. Like, we know that's not the case. Let's see. Did I write it down? Maybe I didn't write it down. Anywho, that's the idea. Like, oh, no. Here we go. Okay. One thing she said that stuck out to me. Living simply makes loving simple. Living simply makes loving simple, right? So when we think about living simply, being generous, sharing, all these different things we're talking about, when we're thinking about environmental justice, which is really just like doing the right thing, to honor the land, to honor people, to honor animals, to honor our creation, social justice, all of it. Like when we live simply, everybody gets to thrive. But it's the greedy, it's the people who overdo, it's the people who exploit, who take things, right? They're the ones that make it hard for everybody else. Our lives are hard because people are greedy and selfish. You feel me? People are exploiting people. Hey, the Dark Knight. We are living simply. Yes, yes. But yes. Like, so anyway, they know our imaginations are powerful things, which is why they want to keep us exhausted and using our imagination as like a power system for them to make them money. I talk about like creating harmful things because the society and this culture thrives off of negativity, off of pain and trauma, because it is founded on pain and trauma, right? It needs pain and trauma to keep going for the system to sustain. It needs pain and trauma to keep going. Like, of course, it's not going to correct the system, right? And so we have people out here talking, like speaking in so many words, saying so many things. Like, look online, the men talking online about Black women, right? They're making money off of trauma, off of violence. If off of violence, creating narratives that aren't true, using our imagination to say things that aren't true, right? That's imagination too. Just imagine if these men came together and actually did something positive in their community. Oh, let me this pain that I feel, let me figure out how to use this for the good of people and for the good of myself. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so yes, so we've been told to put down our creative gifts to serve other people. But how do we reclaim our creativity to do good for ourselves and others? What does that look like? It first starts here. It first starts with accepting ourselves. It first starts with accepting that we are creative and understanding the power that we possess, right? The power to do good with the creativity that we have. Like literally, again, I talk about how I made a whole meal out of crumbs, right? Like how we're so used to that leftover experience, or like the things that people don't want. We create something that is delicious and now it's being sold everywhere and in cookbooks and all these other different places. But like, no, like we have that in us. We have that in us. So I think of all the ways that creativity is used for evil, like capitalism, the society we live in. Creativity is a holy and sacred practice. But again, it can be used and harnessed to do evil as well. You're literally bringing things from your mind. Like, think about how powerful creativity is. You're bringing things from your mind into real life. That's powerful. That is spiritual. That's powerful. Imagination is creativity. Like I said, we imagine things all the time. We're living in someone else's imagination right now. Seriously, computer I'm using, the microphone I'm using, the window that I'm looking out of, the tree that was planted here, the road that I'm looking out, right? The society under which we live in. What else? I'm living in someone else's imagination. I dyed my hair. Somebody imagined a dye that could bleach hair. Imagination and creativity is all around us if we just take a look and see. We are all benefiting from creativity. And if we are benefiting from their creativity, what benefits can we bring to the world with our own? That's the question. So, it benefits them, y'all know who I'm talking about. It benefits them and someone else's, it benefits them to make us question our imagination, our power, and our creativity to keep us locked and bound. They poo-poo our creativity, especially Black folks, but then they profit off of us, selling it right back to us. Isn't that the ultimate insult, the ultimate slap in the face? It's theft. It's harm. It's desecration, because you are sacred. It's white supremacy lying to us again, that we're not enough. And many of us don't think we're creative, and that's a lie. Again, that phrase, ghetto until proven profitable. We have an idea and then create reasons why it's not legit or good enough. That's creativity too. When you have an idea that comes and you're like, that'd be cool to do, but I don't have enough of that. Nobody's gonna do that. You're in the future. You're imagining a situation in which nobody supports you. You're imagining all the reasons why it's gonna fail, right? Like you're imagining the worst case scenario. That's your imagination at play too. So to deny yourself like the truth that you are creative when you're creating your own world to live in too. Can we harness that and be like, you know what? This would be amazing. Let's dream of the best case scenario. Let's dream of the best case scenario. We have a gift, but we're using it against ourselves. We have a gift, but we're using it against each other. We have a gift, or we're just sitting on it. We're not doing anything. You are powerful. One person can change a lot. We see that. One person can change a lot. One person with audacity can change a lot. Okay. So I wrote down, oh wait, let me see what y'all saying. Oh, yay. I'm glad. Hi, Whitney. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Let's see. Latoya F says, I'm an expat and have been for over a year. I cannot express how joyful and light my life is now. I love that for you. Love that for you. Diamond Frost. We take a gamble every time we go to sleep. We're not promised the next moment, let alone the next day. That part. So you might as well listen. Live it up. Living it up. Patti LaBelle used to have a show called Living It Up with Patti LaBelle, but I don't know if y'all seen that. It was on like TV One or something. But yes. And I'm glad that you're here, Whitney. I'm glad. Why are you always speaking to my entire life? I'm glad that we're vibing. I'm glad. Yep, exactly. I'm glad the artists finally have them, but I'm not happy that it's finally. Exactly. Because he knew what he was doing. Come on. You want a hand clap for doing what's right? You don't get no hand claps from me because you're benefiting and profiting off of them. Like, they're going to get the crumbs of whatever's left over. I don't like that. You were so right about Puffy. Who cares that he released the masters now? They're literally people who died waiting on, there are literally people who died waiting on him to give them money they already earned. Exactly. And what is problematic to me is that a lot of Black folks create systems that mirror enslavement and call that Black excellence. That bothers me because that really shows that Black excellence really is just a Black version, right? A lesser version, not really even lesser. It's a worse version in my mind. It's a Black version of capitalism, of white supremacy, of enslavement. It's the same thing. You're exploiting people for labor. And now, instead of fighting the system, you just the new, y'all know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just the new one. You're just the new owner. You're just the new exploiter. Right? Yesterday on Dr. Kimani's channel, she and Rashida were talking about that, and even how in her workplace that was happening. Like, nobody wants to break the system. Nobody wants to destroy a harmful system. They just want to be the leaders of it. They want to conquer. They want to own. They want to exploit. They want to bully. And I really feel like that comes from you feeling like you're not enough. Like, I'm going to be the big boss in charge now. No. Hi, Shellwell. Welcome. Yes. Oh no, Vilnius Cron says, YouTube never notifies me, but happy to have made it. I'm happy that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. There's no money in them being positive. There's big money in harming Black women. Exactly. Yes. And I'm saying yes because I always have a lot of thoughts, and I agree. Harming Black women is very profitable. It's profitable. It's lazy. It's cheap. It's easy. And I really mean lazy, like lazy in the real sense of the word lazy. Like, there's no creativity. It's all been you're masculine. You're using words from white folks to talk down on Black women. It's not even creative. It's played. It's tired. And it's unfounded. Like, and you think that, anyway. I want to do a separate live on community and how, again, obviously I want to talk about community more, but how, like, how people so disrespect and disregard community so much so that they're willing to even sell out their own mothers to make money. That's wild. Because when you talk down on Black women, not only are you talking down on your Black sisters, your Black mother, your Black aunties, grandma, your ancestors, like, your mother brushed with death. Your mom had a brush with death, bringing you into this world just for you to get on a microphone and talk down on Black women. It's not going to fare well for you. It's disrespectful. It's not like, I'm not speaking no curses over nobody, but you reap what you sow. Okay. Keep talking that mess. Okay. The person who brought you into life, like, and you shouldn't even have to say like, oh, but your mom's a Black woman. But again, white supremacy has worked so much so that we see ourselves as islands, as people that are not connected to each other. Everything is connected together. What makes us think that it doesn't apply to humans? Everything is connected together. Ecosystems. We're part of that ecosystem. Everything that I do has an effect on the ecosystem around me. I throw some trash away, it's going to end up in a bay somewhere, right? Like, everything I do has an impact. I have a lot of thoughts. The sad part is many of us Black women contribute to their viewership and bank accounts. Absolutely. Wow, that's so true. Whose imagination are we living in? Yes. Oh no, I don't know what I said, but I'm happy. The Dark Knight says we really underestimate our ability to shift culture. Yep. You can seriously shift the entire energy of a room just because you've chose to create a spiritual environment with your aura. I love that. I love that. Yes. Say that again. One person with audacity can change a lot. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, we really don't think that we're powerful. We really sit down like cowards and be like, oh, well, I can't do that. Or someone else will do that. Whatever. It'll never get done in my lifetime. Why can't it? You know, there's this I don't know where I read it, but I saw it recently and I cannot put my finger on it, but it rings true to me. A lot of people, and I'm talking to Christians specifically and people who pray and all this different stuff, right? A lot of people pray for change when they have all power to do something about it. You're praying to God for change and God's looking at you like, you see the problem, fix it. You're supposed to be the hands and feet of Jesus, so fix the problem. But we always complaining. Like we're always like, that's an awful problem. But we don't want to do anything to change it with the influence and sphere that we have, right? The sphere of influence that we have. Because I'm not saying, yeah, like get the degree and go to, I'm not saying do all that. I'm saying with what you have right now, what can you change? And we really underestimate our small changes and how, oh, somebody will see that small change and be inspired. Something will light inside of them to do their own small change. Then whole time there's a cluster. Now we got this big change, this big light, and now the world is changing. Society's changing. And especially for Black folks, like there is something on us. Like there's something beautiful that's on us, right? That even when we don't want it, we don't seek to change culture, but we do. We do. Like we're not even trying. People are profiting off of stuff that we're not even trying to do. We just are doing it. We're just existing. You know what I'm saying? Our language takes root and now it's like being spoken everywhere. Like and if we took that, like it's showing us that there's something beautiful about us, something powerful about us. So why don't we take that as fact and walk boldly in that? Like I am a change maker and not on some cheesy stuff, but for real. Like I make change. When I walk into a room, the energy shifts. I bring beautiful change to this world. I bring beautiful light to this world and I share my light with other people and I light them. I try to light the little fire inside of them too. Like there's nothing we can't do. There's not, and I think about how brainwashed we really are, how they really have taught us that we are helpless, that we are talentless, that we're not anything. And we're everything. We literally made up the currency in this country. Our ancestors, like it's crazy to me. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I know it's not politically correct. But when I think about it, how our people were taken from their home, brought to a strange place, given the least, still survived, still lived, then freed, right? Started like endured, first of all the trauma. Whatever we imagine about slavery, it's probably 1,000 times worse, right? Like I know that. So my words don't even do it justice. So you have enslavement, right? Then they're freed. And then like, okay, here's some, LO, just kidding, taking it back. Okay. So now like you're running from your life. You're running for your life. You're a you're a refugee in your own country that your people help build. Like the music, every music that is popular here, every genre of music that is popular in the States is created by Black folks. Rock, EDM slash what do you call it? House music, rap, jazz, country. And we think that we're powerless? That don't make no sense to me. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. And we see in our history books what happens when we do come together, when all cultures come together. This country cannot survive without Black folks, without like immigrants, with like it cannot sustain. It cannot without indigenous folks. It just can't. Like it's And so if they're exploiting us, they know that we're powerful, right? Then we should take our power back and do something beneficial with it. Standing 10 toes down, like, no, this is who I am. And I think about that when I get scared, when I'm nervous about stuff and I want to speak about things and I'm nervous and I feel like I'm not qualified, or I'm like, girl, do you know who you come from? then I go through my ancestors, the people that I know, right? And how powerful they are and how much I look up to them and how I am made up of these people. There's no reason to look down on myself. How God is behind me, how God created me, which means that I have the authority and the right to be here and to take up space. Like it's a daily practice. It's not easy. Like I'm sweating right now, right? Like it's a daily practice. But I still try to show up anyway because I'm fighting that brainwashing. That's a lie. I am powerful. I do matter. What I say does matter. And because I know what I say matters, I try to measure my words. I don't just try to be flippant about the words because I know my words are sacred and they're seeds. And something I could say harmful to somebody today will cap them, like put a cap on their lives for the rest of their lives. Anywho, so yes, one person with audacity can change a lot. Okay. Let's come down. Oh, thank you, A-Line Mika. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, please like if you like it. I really appreciate that. Yes, living single. Yes, yes. This whole time Diddy was really saying can't stop, won't stop being greedy. I'm so sorry. I was not prepared for that, but yes. Yes. Outrage is profitable. Very true. Very true. That's why when I realized, like, oh, every time I see a clip of this or every time I watch, even in my anger, like, this is so stupid, I'm giving this person money. Hi, JDB Draws. Hello, hello. Yes, yes. Oh, you're talking to me. I feel attacked. No. Don't feel attacked. I hope you feel empowered. I want you to feel empowered. But yes. We change culture and we don't even try. We be minding our own business. Black people be minding our own business. And here's somebody come. True, everything matters. There's always cause and effect from the things we do. Yes. Just think about butterfly effect. Small changes cause big difference over time. Exactly. And like and I really wish that we knew this. And I know that we've been taught, like, don't be cocky, don't be arrogant or whatever. And I don't think it's arrogant to say that I am powerful because I am here. I am a blessing because I am here. Wherever I walk, I'm a blessing. Like wherever I take up space, I'm a blessing, right? And honestly, even if you don't know that, it kind of like, what is it? What is the word? It's like an affirmation that you want to live up to, right? Everywhere I go, I'm a blessing. So even if I don't feel like it, right? I want to be a blessing to someone. I don't want to be harmful to another person. But seriously, like the work that it takes you to get here, it's 1 in 400 trillion chance that you were born, that you were conceived, and that you made it out the womb, and that you survived. 1 in 400 trillion. I gotta look this up. Because what are the chances of being struck by lightning? So 1 in 400 trillion chances of you being born. There's a 1 in 15,300 chance of being struck by lightning. So let me see. 15, now I gotta do math. Here we go. Do math. How many times does 15,000 go into 400 trillion? How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, divided by 15,300. I don't know what this number is. I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, okay, 261,437,908.5. That's how many times you get struck by lightning. Does that make sense? I don't know if I did that math right, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. 400 trillion. We can't even fathom what that looks like. 1 in 400 trillion chance of you being conceived and born versus 1 in 15,000 chance of you getting struck by lightning. You're not a coincidence. You're not a mistake. You're not, like, even if you feel like you are, you're not just here by chance. It's not just by circumstance. I don't care what nobody say. They can argue with themselves because they're not arguing with me. Everybody who exists, like the fact that you exist is powerful. It's powerful. And you get to be a part of this great, like, powerful experience. And we sit on our light saying that, oh, it's not bright enough. I'm not good enough. What do you mean? You defeated the odds. 1 in 400 trillion. You defeated, that's crazy. But anyway. Anywho, I just want you to feel the weight of your existence in your life. And it can feel like it can feel, I know for myself, like unlearning like church trauma and stuff like that, like, oh well, because everywhere in church, like we're taught like, woe is me, I am, but my stuff is like filthy rags, I'm not good enough, like we degrade ourselves so much in church to make ourselves like not a big deal, but we are a big deal, and God knows we're a big deal. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. You're a big deal. So when I'm saying that to people, I'm not just saying that. You're a huge deal. I'm a huge deal. I'm a big deal. And y'all don't even know how much I'm fighting myself saying this. I'm taking up space, even when it feels scary. I'm a big deal. And so are you. And that means whatever you create is a big deal too. Which means that we should go into things thinking thoughtfully about them, speaking thoughtfully, speaking kindly, measuring our words, right? Because we're so powerful, we do have to consider what we're saying, how we're doing things, that kind of stuff, right? Don't just be out here whiling. But also don't be sitting on your light, like, especially if you're trying to do good. Who are you not to do the thing? I almost feel like it's insulting to my creator when I want to do good things and I'm like, I'm not good enough for that. God is like, do you dare like tell me? The one who created you, the one who took time to knit you together, who took 9 months to form you. You're telling me that I'm wrong about my judgment of you? Like, you're right, God, let me borrow some of that confidence. And I do go to scripture and I read scripture about like I read affirming scripture. Things that help me to like, you know what? No, girl, excuse me real quick. Let me just sip some water. Sorry, I didn't want no ASMR drinking. Okay, so yes, my point is you're a big deal. You're a huge deal. Huge. Sorry, y'all, 45. But you're a huge deal. You're a big deal. It's the centuries of brainwashing that we've experienced. But work that you're doing is helpful to undo the devilish acts we suffer. Thank you, baby. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and to this, it's scary to even show up and do this, even though it's good, right? And whatever. What's crazy is that even when I'm trying to do good, there are still people that come around and say that what I'm doing is bad. Do you know how backwards that is? Every video that I post, somebody dislikes something, right? And I can take that and be like, you know what? I'm never doing this again. Hang it up, flat screen, we're finished. Close up shop, we're done. It's canceled. Right? Like I could feel that way, or I could be like, you know what? Some light in me disturbed the darkness in them. And I'm still going to keep showing up even in spite of. Because this person keeps watching apparently, because they keep disliking. You know what I'm saying? So something in them is being triggered. Maybe it's something that they need to hear. That they're just like, dislike. I'm saying all that to say, like, you can't please everybody. And even you taking up space sometimes is offensive to people. You taking up space is offensive to people. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take up space. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It's just not for them. Or maybe it is for them, but they can't even see that it's for them. You know? But yes, thank you, baby. It's a mind game. Yep, they seek to confuse and divide us. Exactly. Because like when you look at people, and what are y'all even fighting about? What are we arguing about? Nobody wants to be here. Nobody likes to work hard. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean work hard, like struggle and strive. Like, what are we arguing about? We're all saying the same thing. Yes, it's just confusion. It's not making any sense. Oh, preach them sweats. I'm trying. It's sad, but due to Abrahamic religion, a lot of Black people, mainly the older ones, are against education. So they don't even know this stuff and don't seem to want to know things outside the Bible. Ooh, I would be careful with saying that, JDB draws. Um, my elders didn't have the opportunity to go to school. My elders made sacrifices so I could go to school. You know what I mean? So we want to be careful with how we say that because everybody is not afforded the same opportunity. Also, they have experienced trauma in school, right? So it's not necessarily that they are anti-intellectual. It is that they are traumatized. And I'm not, there's no, whatever, but there's no harm in what you're saying. I just want us to be careful with what we're saying because sometimes it's more there than what we see. It's not just about education. It's about accessibility. It's about the fact that some people went to go get educated and thought they were better than everybody else. And so that turned them off to going to get educated at an institution, right? But also, I don't want to disregard the wisdom and the intellectualism that existed before going to school or college was normalized. I come from very smart people, very educated people, very intellectual people. And some of them don't even have degrees. Some of them never even finished eighth grade. You know what I mean? So we just want to be careful with what we're saying. Because I don't think that people are against education, like learning. I think a lot of them are against the systems. And to be fair, a lot of what they were afraid of happened. Like, we're struggling with debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, then they're like, I don't want to be in debt. Y'all got that. You feel me? Or they champion us to do the thing, but like, we have to consider like all sides. There's a lot at play. Cause yeah, there's a lot at play there. That's all. That's all. You and Alicia, breaking curses. That makes me happy. I would hope. I hope so. I hope so. Hi, Alicia. Thank you. Oh, hearts. I love this. When you speak truth to the frequencies flow through soil. Wow. What an image. That's beautiful. And that's humbling. I appreciate that. Thank you, KMC. It's good to see you. Me being powerful doesn't stop you from being powerful. You got it. Exactly. And so like, we're so envious and jealous of each other. I'm just like, but you got the power too. You do too. Oh, yay. I'm on my way to a lecture about art and then an exhibition tour afterward. Have a great day. Have a great day, Villainous Crone. That sounds awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy it. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hi, Echo Lyris. Hello. Hello. Feel as though I haven't been on here in forever. Probably been just a few days. It has just been a few days. It's all good. Oh, yay. Aw, I appreciate y'all. Beyonce's songs pretty much sums up how I feel about existence. Not just some words in the Bible verse. You are the living word. Y'all should listen to it. Yeah, yeah. Tell me which song that is, by the way. But yes, yes. Hi, Pandandex. It's good to see you. Reminds me of the song called "The Gift" by Donald Lawrence. The gift God gave to you, give it back to Him. Yeah, through exercising it and walking in it boldly. Exactly, and sharing it with other people. Sharing it with other people. You know. Listen, they killed Jesus, MLK, Malcolm, etc. Your light will always upset demons at the end of the day. And obviously, like, death is scary. The thought of somebody ending your life is horrifying, right? But I think I've just made up in my mind. Well, anyway, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say that. But I've made up in my mind that I want to live a full life, a brave life. You know what I mean? And it sucks to be rejected. It sucks to be hurt. It sucks to be talked about and dragged and harmed. But what sucks more to me is not being authentic to myself, not taking up space. Like, I feel when I'm not taking up space and it feels like I'm compromising. I don't want to compromise in my life. I don't want to give nobody that power to silence me. I've silenced myself for too long. I've let the voices of other people silence me for so long that I'm just like, let's just go for it, Alicia, and see what happens. Let's just take up space. And especially like when you're trying to do good. I ain't out here trying to like harm nobody or tell people to harm people, right? Like, I think I hope what I'm sharing is helpful and beneficial. So it's like, why doesn't this get to exist? Why don't I get to exist? Why don't I get to take up space? Who said? Who determined? Anyway, but yes. Triggers show what they need to work on. Yeah, keep triggering. We need your voice. Exactly. Exactly. Aw, hi, Madam Pockets. Hello, hello. Oh, much love to you. Much love to you. I'm glad to have called alive. I'm glad that you're here. Black woman self-love journey. I love that. I love that. They are not teaching us the right stuff in the system. They're not. Hi, Tess from the U.S. It's really good to see you. Thank you for saying that about education, because I needed to hear that I haven't understood my elders' issues with education till this. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. We really have to consider that. Like, it's never just black and white. It's never just like, oh, there's, and even the phrase, even not that JDB draws, because she didn't say that. She didn't say that. But a lot of people think that black people are anti-intellectual. It's anti-black to say that, first of all. And then whose measurement of intellectualism are we using as a standard, right? Are we just saying that people who are formally educated, are they just the intellectuals? What does that mean? Because not everybody was able to go. So what does that mean? You feel me? Oh, thank you. Is bigger. Okay, thank you. I don't think I've heard that. Bigger? But yes, I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, like I think there's a lot there's a lot there. That's all I'm just saying. There's a lot there. And I think that to a tool of white supremacy, and JDB Draws, I'm not talking about you. This is not about you at all. But I think a tool is like flattening people's experiences and like summing them up in like simple like phrases and simple judgments because it's convenient, instead of like actually thinking about the system and addressing why things are the way that they are. Like, it's really easy to be like, oh, they're just lazy. Oh, talking about like pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. They're just lazy. They don't care. They're anti intellectuals. No, they're not. Like, first of all, again, I don't. Hi, Tony Dorsey. Hello, and thank you for liking the live on Facebook. I think there are a lot of different intellectualisms. That's not correct English, but that haven't even been studied yet. And just because a white man says, "Oh, this is the thing," doesn't mean that it is the thing. That's just how I feel. I don't know. I have complicated feelings, but yes. I am traumatized by the system too. I agree with you both. Yeah. And my family is very cult-like. Okay, got you. My family is very cult-like with their religion, and my mom's side was very against education. But I understand all older. Yes. All older Black people are not like this. Just speaking my experience. No, I appreciate you sharing your experience. I do. And forgive me if I'm overstepping or anything like that. I don't mean to. I just know that a lot of people think, not you, but a lot of people think that about our elders. That somehow they don't care or whatever. But it's like, well, they gave us opportunity to go. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not you. But yes, thank you for sharing that. Thank you. And I'll look up the song. Yes. YOLO XOXO says, I will not compromise my voice, my space, and living my truth. My affirmation for the day. I love that. Thanks. We need to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to write that down. Yep. Because sorry. Next comment. Yep. Because my silence has gotten me nowhere. All these leaders who just gaslight and take advantage of people when you're silent. Yes. When you're silent. And what good is that? What does freedom look like? Exactly. Like Audre Lorde, right? Your silence won't save you. Your silence is not going to save you. You know what I mean? Even though we've been taught that it will, it usually doesn't. Just think about all the times that you've silenced yourself or held your tongue, didn't do the thing you wanted to do because you thought it would be safer not to do it. How do you feel afterwards? How do you feel afterwards? And then also, like, when people don't stand up for what is right, for what is good, when no one speaks, the harm continues. No one is protected. Silence is harmful. Okay, but yes. Back to the notes. Okay. So I said, many of us don't think that we're creative, and that's a lie. Again, ghetto until proven profitable. We have an idea and then create reasons why it's not legit or good enough, which is also creativity. Or we have an idea and then somebody takes that idea from us and says, oh, you weren't going to use it anyway. You know what I mean? You weren't going to use it anyway, so I'm going to take it from you. Or they just steal it, which has happened. A lot of, again, what makes this country what it is theft. Like theft of life, labor, land, resources, animals, all the things. Theft. Let's see. Capitalism mines off of the creative energy and drains them for their own profit. Capitalism mines us of our creative energy and drains us for their profit. So it benefits them for us not to think that we are creative, not to think that we're special, not to think that we're strong, not to think that we're important, not to think that we're sacred and holy, not to think that we're, worth listening to. So we silence ourselves. Like the work that they did, that traumatizing over the years, the work they did to silence us, we do that to ourselves now. We are now our own oppressors in a way. Like we have internalized what our oppressors have done, and we're stopping ourselves because of that brainwashing. And it's still not our fault, right? But I hope that we understand that it's not from us. Nobody is born into the world saying, I can't do this. Look at children. They think they can fly. There is no limit to what a child can do in their mind. We're taught that we can't. We're taught limitation. We're taught like insecurity and fear. We're taught that we're not as good as the person next to us in our classrooms and at our jobs. We're taught these things constantly. We are marketed to in a way that is using, you're not good enough. Buy this thing so you can be good enough. You need this to be pretty. You need this to be seen as, important. Wear this name brand. And I'm not saying don't do any of those things because you want to do it. But I'm just saying a lot of people are finding their worth in these things because they've been taught that they're not worthy. But we're all born into the world. And this, like, even in the book that I wrote, I was talking about how we're all born into the world, kicking and screaming and demanding attention. Pay attention to me. Pick me up. Feed me. Right? Babies are selfish. Babies are very cute, but they're very selfish. And they have to be, obviously, right? They know nothing else. And it's not wrong. It's like, yo, I'm wet. I'm cold. Feed me. I'm gassy, right? But they depend on us for everything, right? So they have to be. But even this idea of like coming into the world, knowing your worth. Babies come into the world knowing their worth. They might not be able to put an idea together about it, But they know that when I cry, somebody needs to come and get me. Humans, adults, parents, you know what I'm saying? Milk givers, diaper changers. I'm ready. And then over the years, we kind of like go from this tall and kind of like narcissistic person as a baby, and we kind of like shrink. And we're like, no, you're right. No, no, I can't. You're right. No, I'm not good enough. Oh, yeah, I am ugly. Oh, you're right. No, I don't have those things. I can't. Over the years, like that pressure is like pushed down onto us over all these years. And we wonder why we're uncomfortable because we're saying like this. You can't see me, but like we're hunched over. You know what I mean? And they zap us of our energy. Capitalism teaches us to compare ourselves to others. You know what I'm saying? Is this enough? Am I good enough? Is this enough? Am I good enough? Ooh, the Dark Knight says, there were educated professors like Carl Brigham, the man who created the SAT. Oh, hello. And who went to Princeton, who said black people were ruining educational institutions for white people. Exactly. That's why the SAT test is racist. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And these are the people that we're supposed to hold in high regard and say that they are the goal. They are who I'm supposed to be embodying and reflecting. Out of here. Yellow XOXO says, babies innately know their survival depends on the support of their environment. Exactly. And what if we walked with that same knowing? Maybe we did need to unlearn that. Like, yes, we become more independent, right? We don't need to be fed. Like, but we do get fed, don't we? Like every plate of food that we have on our table is a collaboration from someone else, like with someone else. We're eating in collaboration for most of us, right? We're not putting the plants into the ground and saying, "Hey, I need this yield for the winter." No. We are buying our stuff from the grocery store, right? We are dependent. We are all dependent on everybody. We're buying things from the grocery store. That means that the clerk has to put it together in a presentation that looks nice. You know, the person that we pay at the grocery store, the trucker who drove it to the grocery store, the person who took it off the pallets and stocked it on the shelves, going back to the person who grew the food, not just the company, Purdue, who are feeding the chickens. Like all this stuff, all of it, we are all innately dependent on other people for survival. We just don't appreciate it or we don't talk about it. Our lives are so convenient that it disconnects us from reality. Everything is convenient. We're not at the plants, you know, unless you work there. You're not at the plants. You're not at the site of bottling the water. You don't know how to infiltrate. Is that what I'm looking for? No, filtrate, excuse me. You don't know how to filtrate your water, right? We're depending on a lot of people, on everybody else for a lot of stuff. There's a piece that I wrote about, and I guess I'll talk about it later, but how like we all wear cotton shirts, right? We all like wear cotton shirts and we don't even, it's not even a second thought about like our ancestors that picked cotton, or we eat rice and we don't think about our ancestors that like grew rice and harvested rice and tobacco and all these different things that we're benefiting from now. Like we're so separated. We're so disconnected from everything, from nature in every way. We don't have to think about any of it. And we have no, what is the word? We have no reverence. We have no reverence for anything because of capitalism. No reverence. No reverence for the tree that created the paper that you're writing on. No reverence for, again, the water that you're drinking. No reverence for the cashier working at the grocery store who is keeping you fed and you got the nerve to look down on them. No reverence for the coffee that y'all drink at Starbucks. And I say y'all because I don't drink coffee. But I'm sure that I participate in another problematic thing. Everything is problematic here. It's no judgment. But like we don't think about that. We don't think about like, oh, I'm going to buy this outfit off of Shein. No shame, no judgment. I'm going to buy this outfit off of Shein, right? Not thinking about the labor that is exploited to create that outfit, the fast fashion. We're so disconnected and we don't care. But I think if we actually, but also because we don't know, right? Some of that is not our fault. We have to go digging for this stuff. People have to do like investigations to get the truth out because they want to hide it. Like, no, this business is doing so well. Why is it doing so well? Because you're exploiting people. Anywho. So, yeah, we're over here now. We're here now. But yes. I love your animation. Oh, thank you. You bless my soul, LOL. Keep being wonderful, you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ooh, I've been connecting back with my inner child who knew her worth before the world, society, gave its opinions and tried to put me in a box. I love that, JDB Draws. I love that. There's many distractions to make us forget our sacredness. Yes, yes, there are. There's like no end, no limit to it. Yellow XOXO. Capitalism is destructive to building a healthy community. It is. It is. It is. Like I'm trying to figure out like, God, give me the vision, give me the tools, give me the community to like go against this stuff. Cause this ain't it. And it's not sustainable. It ain't it. It promotes segregation so that we can be somewhere stressed and shopping. That's facts. Okay. Cause when I'm having a bad day, where am I going? Target. That's where I'm going. To Target, get my fancy water. Cause I feel good about having fancy water sometimes. Buy notebooks I don't need. I know I don't need them. Buying pens, like just paying, just spending money, trying to buy joy and connection. What do I really want? I'm buying a book on rest. I need rest. What do I really want? You know what I mean? So yes. And YOLO, but seriously, discontentment, right? Discontentment is the product that's sold in America, in the West, I'll say. Discontentment. It is what is being sold. Discontentment, like if I sell you discontentment, you will give me your money. If I sell you, what am I trying to say? Help me. If I make you discontent, you will give me money to fill that hole, that void you feel. But buying more stuff, having more things is not the answer. It's not. But I'm going to keep selling you the answer like it is. So you keep giving me money and you keep buying stuff and you keep doing these things. And it's like, why do I still feel so empty? Because that was never the answer. It was never meant to be the answer. Things were never meant to be the answer. Things, stuff, junk. My father used to call it junk. Just junk. It's not the answer. And they know it's not the answer. But they're not going to sell us the answer and why would they sell us the answer? Because if they sell us contentment, then we're going to stop buying their stuff. We're going to stop. We're going to be like, this is ridiculous, and put it down. So I have to make you discontent. I also have to make your living scarce. I have to make it hard for you to be able to sustain yourself on one job, right? Like this stuff is created. Scarcity is created, and it's genius. It's genius. It's just, my husband likes to say diabolical. It's just diabolical. It's genius. I'm going to starve you. I'm going to make your housing insecure. I'm going to make your car payments insecure because guess what? A car right now is like $35,000. Easy for a good one. When did that happen? I don't know. But that's what it is now, right? I'm going to make everything insecure. So you have to keep buying stuff. So you have to keep working. So now you don't have no time for pleasure, enjoyment, security, fun, connection, community. So now you're going to spend your paycheck places because you're not connected to yourself. You have no spiritual connection. You have no connection to nature around you. You have no connection to people. It's diabolical. Yes, reverence. Like we don't reverence anything. Nothing is holy or sacred under capitalism. Nothing. Everything's for sale. I'm in an area where they're cutting down all these trees. And I'm like, where the oxygen gonna come from? Where's the cool air gonna come from? Also, we don't have the infrastructure for these settlements. Where y'all going? Like, it's just a whole mess. But everything, nobody's thinking clearly with their minds. Nobody's thinking about nature or their neighbor or people in general who have to get up and go to work, right? Like, it's about money. It's about greed. Nothing is sacred under capitalism. Not even the trees that give you life. Yes. A-Line Mika says, same. JDB Draws, reclaiming you. Keep doing the work. I love that. You are seen and heard. Yes, and validated. We see and support you, JDB Draws. I love that. Similar to, hi, Kickstart with Ann. Hello. Similar to people saying they're self-made when so many have a hand in your success. Exactly. That self-made, it's a lie. There are other words I could use, but it's a lie. Nobody is self-made. It's also harmful to yourself to seek to be self-made. None of us are self-made. You got a heart right now that's pumping and you're not telling it to pump. Are you making your heart pump? You're made of the parents who created you and the parents that created them. Like, you're literally made of community. You have cells of community who are keeping you alive. You are made up of the books you read, of the teachers who taught you, of the lunch lady who fed you, again, of the person who actually worked the crops to get the food to your table. Nobody is self-made. Nobody. It doesn't exist. I'm thinking about Mean Girls. The limit does not exist. But yeah, it doesn't exist. Fast fashion is creating seaside garbage. Yep. Heaps on the Western African coast. Exactly. And for us, right? Americans specifically, but I'm sure the West, thinking like, for us, we're so disconnected from community and from our global community that if we don't see it, we don't care. Oh, that's so bad for them. Oh, it's so bad for them. Fancy, listen, fancy water, okay? The Dark Knight says exactly why I'm building up the knowledge and the resources to start my own city state out of this country one day. I love that. And I'm dead serious. I love that for you. And I know you dead serious. It's going to take a lot of work, but I'm going for it. I love that. I love that. And hopefully like people will jump on. I would love to jump on. That sounds amazing. Yes. Yes. Discontentment is a distraction that what they need us to be, excuse me, discontentment is a distraction. That's what they need us to be so we don't look within or each other. Exactly. Right. Each other. Exactly. 1000%. Yep, keep us impulsive and needing unable to cope. Exactly. Jamal says if the system constantly reminds you of the lack that you have, I can always control you in some form or fashion. Exactly. Whether making you work for more or buy more. Same trick from the garden. Period. And by the garden, we're not talking about the garden that I host, but the garden in the Bible when the story is Adam and Eve, they were in the garden, the snake came up to Eve and basically sowed discontentment. Like they had everything. They had everything. They had everything and they traded it all for a fruit. But even before it got to the fruit, right? It was really about discontentment. The lie that they didn't have everything. They had everything. Whether you believe the story or not, right? Just go along here, right? With the story. They had everything in the garden they could ever need or want or desire. They had everything. They had peace. There was no war. It was restful. And because someone lied to them and said, hey, you actually don't have everything. There's actually more that you don't have. Because of that discontentment, welcome. Right? But anyway, yes. Hey, God and Jesus are the only that's the answers for me. Okay? Because I don't know no other way. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Exactly, yeah. But just imagine all the avenues they come at us. It's me, it's not you. Just imagine all the avenues they come at us to use their agenda of discontentment or our music, our visual entertainment, our culture, trivializing it and making it mainstream, our food. Yes. And even sometimes, listen, I'm all for eating food that's delicious. I'm for it, right? But some of it is so wasteful. Some of the foodie culture is just wasteful. It's just gluttony. Like some of it is like people are starving. You know what I mean? But yes, a lot of discontentment. Yes, yes. But don't forget God blessed you with the power to be an answer as well. That part. Okay, yes. Yes, thank you. We are the answer. I was just going to get to that, the Dark Knight. Thank you. We are the answer. Like how I was talking about before, when sometimes I'll be praying to God, like, and praying about a situation, and I have all power to do something. I can do something. I might not be able to fix the problem, but I can do something. And I think that sometimes we over spiritualize things, right? Like, God, some stuff I'm just like, God, you're gonna have to do it. What's that song? If God don't do it, it won't get done. That's how I feel about them student loans. Okay. But there's some things I'm just like, I can do something. It might not be able to make the huge impact that I want it to have, but I'm powerful enough to do something. Even if that's creating community or going live and talking about it, creating space. You know what I mean? Like doing something. I can do something. I have books that I need to donate. I need to donate books. And there are a lot of people who want to read books but don't have money to buy books because books are expensive. You know what I mean? I can do something. I have clothes that I'm not wearing. I can give that. I can give my time. I can do something, you know? So yes. It's a constant quest for domination over any and everything. Capitalism, greed, all of that, it's going to consume itself. It has to. And it is. It does. It's so greedy that it goes against its own interests. Right? And it's going to consume itself because at some point you're going to be like, there's nothing else to consume or dominate. So now we're going to dominate each other. That's what happens. It's never enough. It's never enough. They are thinking about it. They make sure to deforest far, far away so that it doesn't affect them. Out of sight, out of mind. 1000%. Because the people who are building those houses out there, they're not living there. That's your problem to figure out. They're not living there. In the rare situation where some trees get cut down in a rich neighborhood, it becomes news. Yep. Yep. Because they actually listen to them. They have hearings in this area that nobody, like, there's no like real information. They make it so like discreet and like kind of like a small sign on your way to work. Yeah, we're having a hearing about it, but we really don't want you to come because we don't want you to actually like vote against it. Like, it's a whole thing here. Anywho, let me finish my notes real quick and then we can get to the comment section. But yes, yes. Okay, yes. So what is a solution, right? We talked about creativity and how people have tried to downplay our creativity and all these different things. What is a solution? The solution first is to look inward. The solution is to see yourself as someone who is powerful, a created, formed being. You're not here by happenstance. But also a solution is to play. To play. Right? And it sounds kind of counterintuitive because, girl, the world is serious. What's going on? How are we going to use play to heal the world? In order for us to make change, in order for us to keep creating, we have to be well rested, taken care of, but we also have to play. We have to experiment. We can't take everything seriously like this has to be the answer, right? Because there usually is not just one answer. When civil rights for Black folks were an issue, and for everybody else, honestly, when civil rights were an issue, and they still are, so I don't even want to say were, but when civil rights were an issue before laws were passed, sorry, excuse me, something was on my thing. When civil rights were an issue, right? There were many solutions to that one problem. Many solutions, and they were all important. Right? They were all important. They all played their part. They all, with their little, and I don't mean little to be degrading, but with their sphere of influence, they all did what they could with what they had and who they knew, what access and resources they had, and those movements, a lot of them worked together. So what would happen if we used our creativity, if we used our imagination for good? If we actually shared ideas with people, collaborated with people, right? If we believed a new story, that we are enough, that we are inherently beautiful and powerful, like what would our life look like? What would the world look like if we took time to play and experiment? A lot of us are trying to find breakthrough for things, but breakthrough often comes from soft surrender. A lot of us are trying to force our way through, like we think the opposite of the violence that we see, the oppression that we see, the opposite of that is like more violence and more like fighting. When I think sometimes the answer is softly surrendering, softening. Sometimes the answer is play. It is community, it is connection, it is rest, right? It is opting out of the system altogether. I don't want to fight it. I don't want to even better it. I want to create something totally different. Totally different. We have to first have compassion for ourselves because oftentimes we do not heal in hard places. We don't heal in hard places. A lot of us are like that fire that we feel, we just like, let's go against it full force, right? But we haven't taken time to rest or heal or to look at our wounds, to create space for mourning, for grieving. We're just like on to the next thing, fighting for the next thing. I think sometimes we just need to take a second to assess and to heal. And we can heal in real time. We don't have to wait until like we're healed, because y'all already know how I feel about that. But soften to allow. We don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be an artist for a living to make a creative life. You don't have to be an artist for a living to make a creative life. We talk about everything, right? We talk about art. We've talked about creating space. We've talked about creativity in general, like making a meal. All of that stuff is necessary and all of that stuff is important. Creativity is all around us. Play, experiment, try new things, connect with your community, all of that. All of that. So I have other notes here, but that's for another live for a different day. But I just hope that you're walking away from this whole conversation we talked about a lot with the truth that you are creative, that you can soften, that you're safe. You are a 1 in 400 trillion chance, a 1 in 100 trillion miracle. The English is probably off, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, you have the right to take up space. You have the right to create. And what you create, use it for good. Just as much darkness as we see, you scroll on a timeline, there's no end of darkness. There's no end of chaos and drama and confusion and infighting and people arguing, people on the same mission arguing about who got here first and who said what first. Like, You're too powerful for all that. I really be looking at, even for myself sometimes, like, and looking at other people, I'm like, you're too powerful for all that. Do you know that there is no lack? I don't even know how I got here, but this is where we are. play play actually, like, again, welcome to the dream space. Another world is possible. Another world is possible on the other end of you playing. When you look at kids and they're outside, they're playing around in the yard. A box is like, I was listening to an old podcast that I posted on Black Girl Creative Podcast, and like a box is a spaceship, it's a home, it's a kitchen, it's a car. Outside we can make mud pies, right? We're on a different planet. They're all just playing. They're all just using their imagination, but in their mind it's real. Like they're playing the part. What if we just use our imagination in the same way? What if we gave ourselves like an hour to just sit there and just imagine a different reality? Imagine the dream that we want to pursue. Imagine if everything went well in that. What would that look like? Can we embody that for a second? Can we imagine if all the good things happened, and maybe we can get to the other side and be like, wow, I never even thought about this. Maybe that could happen too, and that could happen. Believing that we're worthy is like half of the battle. Listen, we be going on like 10 different tangents every live. We already know we're gonna be all over the place. I love that. I appreciate that. Thank you, the Dark Knight, and thank y'all for journeying with me, because I know I'll be like, wait, how? Yes, yes. But it all comes back together. I hope. I hope. But let me see what y'all talking about. Talking about. Hold on. I'm trying to find out where I left. Okay. Work is hi, eternal abundance. Work is destruction. Distraction. Work is a distraction many times. Internet, don't be acting up. Don't be acting up, girl. Anyway, okay. Work is a distraction many times. I'm currently trying to figure out how I can work less and thrive more. And same eternal abundance, same. Yeah, yeah. And work, yes, is definitely a distraction a lot of times. Because if I get your vital energy like during the peak of the day, you don't have no time to do nothing else. You know what I mean? Give me all your labor. And it's so insulting because like you being paid $15 an hour for your labor. Like your time is only worth $15 an hour. It's a whole thing. I have a lot of thoughts, but yes, yes. In order for capitalism to work, manufactured scarcity is absolutely necessary. This. I think all this started because of a hatred of nature. Oh, I like that. Look at how the people living with nature were treated. Yes. They were treated like barbarians, like uncivilized. Like the fact that I can read again Howard Zinn's book, A People's U.S. History, I think. How it's a really thick book, so take your time. But when they're talking about indigenous folks, right, First Nation folks, like they were judging them and calling them barbaric because they shared their resources. They were calling them backwards because they were generous. They like it's literally backwards here. Everything that is good is evil here. Like everything. It's just very irritating to me. But yes, that part against nature. And like also that makes sense, like even from a spiritual perspective, like God created nature, so it's against God. Like the work that we're doing here in America, like the systems, the time, the exhaustion, the poverty, the people not sharing their worth, their money, all of that is anti-God. That's why it blows me when people in the Christian space be talking down on people who are impoverished, talking down on people like, I'm like, do you not read the Bible, honey? Like, what's going on? Like, your religion is America. That's your Americanism is your religion. Because if you were really reading the Bible and say that so spiritual as you say you are, you'd be giving people money. You'd be taking care of people. You wouldn't have a problem with welfare. You wouldn't have a problem. Y'all are hypocrites. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. But yes. Enough by MNT, excuse me, says making us believe that possessions are the answer is the way, our energy is harvested to make us continue to work. Exactly. Oh, no. You're fine. It's me. Like, it's me too. No worries. When I get excited, I stumble over my words and I stutter sometimes. So it's not just you. Hi, AP Demo. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I worked less this year, and others thought something was wrong with me. When I actually got to experience more peace and explore creative outlets, I actually felt I was doing better. Yes, because you probably were. You were doing better, and I agree. I agree. Yes, yes. Yay. Aw. I love that y'all being so sweet to each other. That makes me happy. Let's see. I like that's where I am in life. Love that. Yeah, rest and play. Rest and play. Like, and it feels counterintuitive because you're like, no, shouldn't we be working just as hard? Shouldn't we be striving just as hard? And it's like, do you think the answer to striving is more striving? Do you think the answer to violence is more violence? I really do think that there is a surrender. There is like a spiritual trust that takes place when we rest, when we play. Because everything around us is telling us that we don't have time, we don't have money, we don't have energy, we don't have time for this. Girl, get up and work. The world is burning. Maybe the answer is resting in general. Maybe the answer is playing. Maybe the answer is experiencing more joy, more fulfillment, connecting with other people, doing less. Where is that? Doing less. I feel like I just lost it, but I just saw you. But doing less. Maybe that's the answer. Unplugging from these systems altogether. Maybe the answer is for the system to crumble. Maybe through playing, we can actually create a new system to live in and thrive in. Because even when we're sharing our ideas, we're lighting up with joy. We're resonating with each other. We're like vibing together, right? If we had time to come together and sit together and be like, what else could be possible? What else could be possible if we didn't need so much? What would be possible if we rested and played? If we prioritize that above profit, above money, above accolades and fame and all this stuff, could peace be possible? I think so. I think the kids had it right. I think the kids had it right. Or we had it right. We were taught that we didn't. Oh, healing is a new trigger word for me. I understand. I understand. That's what I'm just like, the whole healing, we gotta talk about that too. Like the whole healing phenomena, like, and how that is capitalism now. It's annoying. It's annoying. Yes. There is surplus amounts of abundance for all of us. Exactly. 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 Yes, yes. Be a big kid and play. Yes. Play is how we learn. Play is how we teach. Play is how we remember things. Doing things in a fun way, in a soft way, I think could be the answer. I really do. I really do. I love this. The Dark Knight, I pray all the answers and right people and collaborators to make the process easy come your way. Yes. Praying the same thing. I love that enough by M&T. Thank you. I'm taking part in all the negativity on social media lessons our power too. Yes. We are indeed so much bigger than that. Yes. Yes. Watching that negative stuff, interacting with negative people drains me. Drains me. It drains me of my sacred energy, of your sacred energy. Like they're robbing you. They're literally using your energy to make money. The platform is making money. The person talking the negativity is making money. They're literally energy vampires. They're literally making profit off of what you're losing. We got to protect our minds. We got to protect our hearts. And I know that it's hard too, because sometimes you want to know what's going on. Sometimes you want to know, like, or you want to hate watch stuff. And I feel like that's a whole thing too. Sometimes we're addicted to that negative feeling. I know I felt that way before, like the anger, like I just need to keep fueling my anger, right? It's like, do you? Girl, we already angry. We know. We know how bad it is, okay, from lived experience. We don't need to listen to people online telling us things that we already knew. So what are we going to do about it? Soften, heal, rest, play, choose joy in a world that people are telling me that joy is not possible for me. Find a way. You know what I'm saying? Using that energy wisely instead of just giving it to them. Because then I'm exhausted. I ain't got no energy to do nothing else. Nothing beneficial. Now I'm tired. You know? But yes. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Tangents are healing, reminding us not to be perfect. I love that. I love that, Eli Mika. What a beautiful way to look at that. Okay, more tangents, y'all. We here. Yay. Shellball says, yes, I play and I discovered my talents as a writer and a poet. I'm out in the community seeking unity. I love that. I love that. Like, play with your ideas. Like, when I say play with them, I mean play with them. Like, don't take them so seriously. Like, when we take the pressure off for it to have to be a thing, when we make things a thing, it feels hard. Because now we're trying to impress people. We're trying to live up to some sort of idea. We're trying to be someone we're not. Let's be real. We're trying to come across as someone that we're not, which is why we probably feel imposter syndrome a lot of times. Because we're trying to change who we are to validate what we're trying to do, when really all that's required is for us to show up and just be ourselves. That's it. With the ideas that God gave you, just do them. Just do them, you know? But yeah, I mean, obviously easier said than done. But yes, yes. Girl, I'm mad at Adam, okay? I'm mad at Adam because Adam was sitting right there when it all happened. But yes, I'm irritated with both of them. Both of them. Y'all had everything. Wow. But anyway, it's interesting to me that what is play for me is not play to the next person. Exactly. I think maybe what each of us consider play is our gift to the world, and I love that. And yes, yes, yes. Screenshot this, y'all, if y'all can, or write that down. Yes. I'm trying not to say your name. I don't know if you want me to say your name, but yes, yes. Enough by M&T. Yes. It's interesting to me that what is play for me is not play for the next person. I think maybe what each of us consider play is our gift to the world. And wouldn't that make sense? Like, if we are the missing piece and the missing puzzle, instead of trying to form and shape ourselves into what we think the world needs us to be, just being ourselves, because again, we're 1 in 400 trillion chance of being here in the first place, which means that we're here with intention, which means that what we have is already enough. The powers that be, the darkness wouldn't work so hard to tell us that who we are is not enough. Like, if we weren't enough, they wouldn't spend so much energy and time trying to make us feel small. Does that make sense? Maybe it is that easy. Maybe what comes to you naturally is what you're supposed to be doing. And obviously we live in a fallen world and capitalism sucks, so we got to figure out creative ways to do it, right? But when I'm doing things that make me happy, I'm fulfilled. I don't even feel like I'm working. I feel good. And obviously things have seasons, but it doesn't feel forced. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm just being Alicia. This is just who I am. Doing things my own way. I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Marissa says, yes, there's a deep envy and hatred of nature because it cannot be controlled. Speak facts, speak facts. If you put a building, me and my husband talk about this. If you put a building in nature, the nature will win every time. A house, nature wins every time. Bugs get in. I mean, depending on where you live, the roots get into the sewer system. There's no stopping nature. They can't control nature, but they try to, right? Feel how you want to feel about like the GMO stuff, about cloning things, about like just not honoring what is and doing all this extra stuff and research that we don't even need all that. We already have all the stuff. Just do well with what we have. But y'all don't see it as sacred. Y'all don't honor it. Not you, Marissa, but yes, the people. But yes, I agree with this. I agree. And because people are nature, right? A way of like controlling people is in a way controlling nature. Right? It is anti-God. Oh, the great remembering. I love that. Carla Lee says, I often dream about an intentional community of Bible-loving Black women to reduce work, live free in community where it is okay to live in liberty. I like that. That's beautiful. I mean, I'm dreaming that for all Black women. I don't even care. Like, I don't even care. Black folks in general, like those who will get on board, right? Like, and get on board meaning this is a new system. This is an experiment, but we hope that you will participate with all integrity. You feel me? But yeah, I'm for all people. I'm there. Like, I'm there. For the first time in my life since graduating college in 2020, I finally feel safe enough to create again. Yes. I may be fun employed, but I needed this rest to find myself again. I love that. And same. I guess I'm fun employed too. Same. This is why so many companies make you leave their intellectual property when you exit. Our gifts are intended to serve us and others, not to exploit and extract. Yes. This makes me think about all these, and I'm going to do another live on this, y'all, because I really want to talk about it. How we have been trained to see people as property and as belongings, and how even the devices and the platforms that we use help us to not see things as valuable and sacred. So, for example, YouTube. I know y'all might not see me after this. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm gonna say it. YouTube is exploiting people. Okay. Let's talk about it. YouTube does not exist without the creator. YouTube does not exist without creators, without video makers. Spotify does not exist without artists, whether it's podcasts or I guess video now. They're doing video and music. They don't exist without these people. They're farming these people of their things, of their talents, of what is sacred to fund them and give them the least, even though they're making the platform for them. And so because we can get every song that we want to hear for like $19.99 a month, whatever it is this month, right? Or because we can get any video, like, and we see what's happening with the writer's strike. We see how exploited they were. Like, we're thinking these writers and these actors and these people are making money. They're not. What's her name? Tashina Arnold. I saw her out there striking, and I shared one of her videos, and she was talking about how some of her residuals for the shows that she's been in, it's like $1 or something. Like, what? Tashina Arnold? Pam? Like, that's nuts to me. That don't make no sense. So these corporations are like, everything here is set up to exploit people of their labor, of their work, of their artistry, which is why a lot of artists, one, are striking, but also creating their own systems. So I did a whole thing. This was like a few years ago. I don't even know what video that is. But I talked about why independent artists should stay independent. Wouldn't it be more beneficial if independent artists, maybe this is a vision for, I don't know, maybe this is a vision for me to look into, to create a system or a platform where every artist has a fair share of the company that they're building, because without the artists, it wouldn't exist. Doesn't that sound like common sense? It just, and it's so hard to not participate in such awful business structures because they've made it where we don't even get the opportunity of choice. They've taken choice from us to do things ethically. There's almost like, it's so hard to do things ethically here because everything is so like not, you know? A lot of thoughts, but yes. Okay. Definitely spiritual trust. Yes, that's it. That's it. Because again, when the world feels like it's falling apart and it feels like there's a lot of evil, you know, you might be tempted to like hustle on the other side and go in, and I can't rest. Are you kidding me? I can't do that. Like, but it takes a lot of trust to be like, I will rest. I will play. I will love myself. I will take care of myself. I will not work today because I don't feel like it. Yesterday, I needed a self-care day, and everything in my mind was like, girl, we're having Black Girl Creative Week next week. You have stuff to do. You have to X, Y, and Z. And I was like, nothing is more important than taking care of myself. Let it fall, okay? If nobody shows up to Black Girl Creative, I'd be sad, boo-hoo, but I would have myself. I would have my life. You know what I mean? Like, the world is not going to fall apart. Chances are the world is not going to fall apart if you rest. And maybe, like I said, and take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not saying just be out here anything, right? But sometimes for me, what I would say for myself is that stuff needed to fall apart. The stuff that I was holding together and like trying so hard to make it happen, and when I took a rest and it fell off of me, I felt relief. I felt relief because I was tired anyway. I was overextending myself anyway. I was doing too much in my own effort, in my own might. And so I believe in God, and I believe that God got me. And I believe that nothing is bigger than God. And so like, for me to think, it's just the whole thing. God got me. My community got me, right? Like, my people got me. They might not have millions of dollars, but they got a couch I can sleep on. You know what I'm saying? Like, worst come to worst, I got a car that I can sleep in, that I have slept in. Not saying that that's ideal, right? But like, some things, I feel like some things need to fall apart, like the system. We're trying so hard to uphold it, and we got to keep the economy alive. And maybe the economy needs to fall apart because it's costing too much. It's costing too much labor from the lay people to keep this economy alive. Maybe the economy needs to fall apart because of what you all have done for hundreds of years here. So we can start over. Maybe there needs to be destruction before creation. You know? Lots of thoughts. Anyway, resting and playing is the best thing we can do. That's where peace is. No one is at peace. That's why the world is in shambles. Exactly. That's why I really want to get my little van. And I was really walking like, God, what do I want? And I'm like, I want to get my van. I want to go out in nature. I want to write. I want to record podcasts. I want to do videos. I want to hold spaces, virtual spaces and live spaces with people so that we can heal and grow and like commune together. Like, that's what I want. I have a vision of like having people come to pop-ups where food is available, like food that feels good and feels good to the body is available, like that's accessible, like, you know, and it has nothing to do with like belongings or things. Like, I just want to be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Geez, I wish I didn't have to work through your lives. Oh, sorry. I love the comments and just the whole experience. Gives me like, oh, you're working. Okay, well, no worries. Make that money. Listen, make that money. Oh, I think if we rested and played, hustle culture would die and more people would be at peace. You know what? I agree with you, Kickstart with Ann, because I feel like a lot of people get triggered and call people lazy because low key they want to be resting too, but they feel like they haven't earned it, right? They feel like you haven't earned the right to rest. And if I'm not resting, how are you resting? Well, honey, you can rest too. Your life might have to look a little different. You might have to change where you live, how you get around, what you know what's happening, right? But you can rest too. This is an invitation. The Great Remembering. Yes, A-Line Mika reminded me of the book that was taken out of the original Bible. It's called The Gospel of Truth. Ooh, one of my favorite books from the censored Holy Bible. I'm going to look that up. Thank you for sharing that. The book, The Gospel of Truth. I appreciate that. It's the feminine it's the feminine to the masculine. Balance equals play. I love that. I love that. Some of us feel like we're not suffering as much as our ancestors. Yes, we're not doing enough, but doesn't that defeat the point of their sacrifice? Thank you for this. Thrive, yes, but not through self-abuse. That part. And there is like was it like a feeling of like survivor's remorse a little bit. And I know some people who move here feel that way, like, oh, my parents work so hard and doing all these different things, right? But like there is kind of a survival remorse that I feel like I feel too, like knowing how hard my mother works, knowing how hard my family worked, right? And people who have passed away have worked. And choosing joy, it feels wrong sometimes. It feels wrong. It feels like, oh no, I should be working. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever experienced like this anxiety where you're resting, but everybody around you like cleaning and doing something. And so you feel like you need to be doing something. Like, it's like, oh, I guess I can't rest. Like, and you have that like anxiety that comes. I don't know if I felt that, whatever. So I felt that way. And then I realized like, no, I believe that more things come from rest than striving. That's what I really believe. More things come from rest than striving. Trusting God than trusting my own, like, this system that we live in. That's evil anyway. Why would I trust in a system anyway? But yes, trusting myself, trusting my own soul, right? Like, I believe in that more than anything. And I believe that I will be taken care of. And so my goal is to use this safe space to also invite my people who are living now to rest too, to take a break too. My hope is to, like, that I'm leading by example. I don't know if I am. I'm not sure. But my hope is to lead by example. Like, actually, maybe we can relax right now. You know, maybe we don't have to do things all by ourselves. Maybe we can live in community. So all that pressure is not on our shoulders. Maybe I will ask for help and be bold about asking for help. Be bold about asking for funding. Being bold about, the things that I'm afraid of doing, because how dare I ask for support and help? Everybody's struggling. Everybody's working. And it's like, right. But like, what if communal support could be a thing? What would that look like? That's me playing. That's me experimenting and see what happens. But yes, but I also want to honor my ancestors, not for working harder, right? Because they didn't have a choice a lot of times. I have choice. I have choice that they've afforded me. And so to honor them, I will rest. I will play. I will chill. You feel me? Like, we're born tired. We're born exhausted. We've inherited exhaustion. Yes, pour your energy into things that are generative and restorative. We can't create from burnout. That part. Aw, yay, yes, exactly. You are the missing link. Exactly. Not preacher. We are enough. Yes. That's funny. Aw, the Dark Knight. You're so sweet. That's so kind of you. Hi, good morning. Evolvo E, hello. Oh, Evolve, is that Evolve backwards? No. Evolvo, hello. Welcome. Mecca Merkaba, thank you for creating this sweet, juicy space. Existing here feels like eating. Okay, first of all, eating watermelon while standing outside underneath the balmy summer rain. First of all, that is beautiful, and I can feel that. Like, when you're writing that and I'm reading, I can feel that. First of all, I love watermelon. I love it, and I love just standing outside while eating it. It's beautiful. Hopefully the bees don't come, but yes, I love that. Thank you for being here and adding to this beautiful environment. I appreciate that. Woo, fun employed. In Alicia's words, I have thoughts. Oh, please share them. Please. Jamal says, companies don't feel bad about exploitation because based off their terms of service, which most of us don't read, very true. Most of us don't read. We agree to participate in the madness. It's a scam we're duped into. Yes, and they use language that we don't understand. They know we don't know what that's saying. And so we're just going to sign because whatever. I need this job. I need this music. I need, it's awful. But yes. Yes. We have to be so mindful with these platforms because they are just recreating hustle culture. Yep. and make you feel like you have to constantly be creating more content. You owe YouTube nothing, sis. Deeply Seen with Bree, I appreciate this because I appreciate this. Ooh, there is an exhaustion that I feel sometimes. And that I think that's why I'm trying to take some of my stuff off. So long story short, before I get to this comment, next week is Black Girl Creative Week. At the end of the week, I'm going to be offering, if you want to join Black Girl Creative membership, it's $25 a month. If you want to join, we have monthly workshops, co-creating sessions, Q&As, and like group coaching. We're going to work through stuff together. If you want to get back into your creativity and just into like, living a more creative life. So that's the offer. I'm going to let you know that up front. But the hope is that you get something from next week that even if you don't join, you're still able to take the stuff that we talk about and apply it to your life. That's the hope. That's the hope and joy, right? That's the hope that I would enjoy. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I worry about money because let's think about this. I worry about money because I feel like I don't want to exhaust myself for these platforms. Like I refuse to exhaust myself for these platforms, but sometimes I do. Because like I need to make money, right? Like I need to make money. And then we're putting videos on a platform that doesn't really value us, right? And so if you're talking about stuff like Black women, if you're talking about stuff, Black women specifically in a good way, if you're talking about Black women in a good way, if you're talking about stuff that people don't necessarily want to hear, you're not getting pushed by the algorithm gods. It's just not happening, right? Like, and I've made peace with that. But it also has made me be thoughtful and creative about how I do want to make money, because we do live in a capitalistic society. I do have to make money. I do have to do that to survive. And I want to live a good life. Right. And so there's this like, there's this torn thing in me where I feel like, though I am creating stuff and I'm sharing it, and I'm happy to share it. Right. I need y'all to like, YouTube don't pay a lot of money. Okay. Let's just say YouTube does not pay a lot of money. These streaming platforms don't pay a lot of money. So I have to be creative about how I'm making money. And I don't want to do it in a way that exploits people or breaks people's bank. I don't want to do it in a way that dishonors me and what I believe in. But sometimes it feels like, and I'm happy that you said this, hustle culture again, because a lot of people are creating content and creating things, right? One, they really do believe it, but also because they have to. It keeps us on this wheel of like, yeah, you're low key working for yourself. And this is if you don't put in good boundaries. So you're working for yourself, but oh no, I have to upload a video this week or else my engagement's going to be low. And then they're not going to push my videos when I release a video again. So now I feel forced. Now I have to hurry up and do it on my schedule. Like I have to force something out because I don't want to be left behind because these algorithm people are doing the thing, right? And it's a chance that maybe my video might get picked up, but it's also a chance that nobody will watch it. I have to show up on video. I have to look a certain way. Like this is what goes through people's head. I have to have the setup for it. Do I have the right camera? Is it the right microphone? Am I talking about the right topics? Am I offending people? Like, it's just so much, like managing trolls in the comments and being verbally assaulted on a daily basis. There are a lot of things that people don't talk about with content creation that I wish they did. Like it is, I will say, I am grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the connections that I've made. And I do this because like, I enjoy this. Like, hear me. Like I do this because I enjoy this. And so I don't know. I'm just this comment, Deeply Seen with Bree, it's really resonating with me because like it is recreating hustle culture. Keep making stuff, keep making me money. You need views, don't you? Dangling. These are dangling views. You need views, don't you? You need ad revenue, don't you? Right? And then it teaches us to censor ourselves because we can't say what we really want to say, because if we say what we really want to say, we're going to be censored. Like, yeah. So anyway, I appreciate that. I needed to read that. Because sometimes I'll just be tired. I'd be like, I have something to say, but I don't want to do nothing today. I'm tired. And if we're not careful, if we don't put in boundaries in place or other options for ourselves, we will be slaves again to these algorithms. We will be slaves to these computers and these phones and have to constantly be connected and have no time for ourselves. I need to flesh out these thoughts, obviously. We're gonna come back and talk about this. Thank you, Deeply Seen with Bree. I appreciate that. Thank you. And all that to say, like, yeah, I want to be supported. I want to be supported. I want to be honored. And I hate that I have to ask people for money, but I do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I do. So a lot of thoughts. It's like capitalism and creation. That's what we're gonna talk about. Write that down. Because sometimes I just want to make stuff. Like, good grief. I just want to make art. Where's my pens? Where are my pens? Like, why is it so hard? You know, and like, and people wonder, like, why are all these creators creating? These are my pens, by the way, you guys. I got this from Target. These are all my pens and highlighters. But a lot of people are like asking, why do so many creatives have a Patreon? Why are they monetizing everything? It's like, because we're poor. I'm not gonna say that, but because like they don't pay. Hold on. Creativity and capitalism. Because once they get their grimy hands on everything, once they get on anything, right? So independent artists were like, okay, I'm not gonna do the what do you call it? What's it called? Recording industry. Like I'm gonna go independent. So now that I'm independent, I can put my art on Spotify. And so people are listening to my music, right? I get paid I get paid 0.004 cent per stream of my song on Spotify. I think what is that? What is this for the math folks? What is that? To the 100th? Whatever. Anyway, that's how much I get paid per stream. That means in order to make $4,000, I have to get 1 million streams on Spotify. $4,000. I have to get 1,000 streams. I mean, 1 million, 1 million streams, right? And they've created these systems like this. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, woe is me, life is hard. But it's just the reality, right? For a lot of creatives. And so people like, they want to support, but also you don't want like, hey, you want people to enjoy your art and you don't want to pester them about the stuff. But we got to talk about the truth of these exploitative systems. I always say exploitative, but I always feel like that's wrong. But these systems that exploit labor and art and intellectual property and all these different things, right? To make themselves a buck while the artists, the creators suffer. So that's why people create Patreon. That's why people put on programs and also because they just want to help people and do things, right? And they want to be able to do it. And they want to be able to be supported to do the thing that you like them doing. But how do you have that conversation with the consumers or the community that you're in? How do you have that conversation without coming across as like asking for a handout, right? Like, I don't want to ask for a handout. Why not? It's not a handout. You're giving people art. It's not a handout. And even for myself, it's hard for me to ask for money. It's hard. It's hard. And I'm trying to unlearn that trauma of like coming across as like, hey, like as a beggar, like which also is like, okay, just take care of the beggars. And they're not beggars also. They're people experiencing poverty in a system that's created for them to experience poverty. And so artists, creators, it's the same. So that's why people are creating their own stuff. And I love that for them because they're creating a life that they don't necessarily have to depend on these platforms. And yeah, so I show up here, but I'm also doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, cause this is not going to sustain. You feel me? Anyway, that was just a long story short, but I really do want to talk about that. So yes. So yes. Oh, I lost my place. Hold on. I lost my place. Okay. Yes. We have to be so mindful. Yes. Okay. Yes. I appreciate that. Deeply seen with Bree. I needed to see that. I'm going to go back and screenshot this. Where is this at? We're 2.5 hours in. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to wrap up soon. Oh, exactly. Cringe. Terms of service. Yeah. Enslavement. Exactly. Maya Angelou said the greatest virtue is courage. Sometimes it takes courage to just let it be. Yes. Love Rico Nasty, by the way. Also, she's from PG. PG, stand up. Rico Nasty only had 3 people show up to her first concert, her family, and look at her now. It all starts somewhere. I love that. And I agree. If you haven't checked out Rico Nasty, please. I wish that she was around when I was in high school because I was looking for that alternative rap feel. I love her. She's so authentically her. I love that. And she's from, like I said, PG County. Okay. Sounds like a rebirth on the horizon. Yes. Mind over matter is real. Some people sat down and thought of our current society as toxic as it is. Yep. We are living in someone else's vision. Exactly. People need to believe their own visions. Yes. Your vision. If this trash gets to live and be real, so does yours. Why not yours? Because I'm sure you're not dreaming this up for somebody, you know? We need new systems that are created with everyone in mind. Yep. Not fixing the ones we have now. Exactly. The master's tools, speak. The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. Exactly. Exactly. I think people are afraid of our system changing because the New World Order, Illuminati, and the idea of Antichrist. I mean, yes, right. Yes, I hear that. But also, this is very much Antichrist. We're waiting for, I'm not laughing. It's not funny. But we're waiting for like this person or this being. It's like we're living in an Antichrist, like meaning like anti-human, anti-nature, anti-God, like cruel environment now. You feel me? But yes, but yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. That people would be hesitant. But it's like, whew, sometimes when it falls apart, you can see a truer path. And that is beautiful. Finding what's true to me. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I love that. Hillary, thank you. Thank you, Hillary, for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I love the idea of a system where artists have ownership. Yep. I have seen bakeries run like this. It's possible. It is possible. It's just going to take people not being greedy and selfish. And so people don't want to come up off that money. So I love that artists are creating their own thing. Like, no, let's all thrive. Por qué no? Why not? Our ancestors' wildest dream was not for us to suffer the way they did or uphold these systems that exploited them. Speak. Thank you for this. Yes. Like, isn't that, oh, that's actually infuriating when you think about it. So they used our ancestors to build, and indigenous folks to build their wealth and their system, right? And we're stuck, whatever, that we're here. We're not really stuck. We can, they're choices, but they're, lots of thoughts. Come back. Okay. So they used our ancestors' body and their labor to build the system that they thrive in, right? And now we are struggling with ourselves to like, what do we uphold the system or do we dismantle it or do we do something totally different? And I really do think, like you're saying, our ancestors would have us to redo the whole system, because why would we uphold that system that harmed them? Exactly. Whew. Did anyone read the Shimmer Shine Queens as a kid? Alicia definitely has Shimmer Shine energy. Let me write that down. I never heard of that. Shimmer Shine? Shimmer Shine. Thank you. I'm going to look that up. I never heard of that before. Yay. Eternal abundance. That's why I like being a temp. Yes, I choose when I work. But many don't get it and think you must do steady employment. Yeah. I love that you're choosing what works for you. I love that. Yolanda Westbrook. Hello. Formerly known as Yes, I Am Here for the Mess. Literally me. Yeah. I was just thinking about all this. Yeah. Oh, thank you for seeing and hearing me. I appreciate that. Thank you, Aline Mika. Thank you. Roberta Blake talks about this on his channel. Yeah. I love a lot of creators that do talk about it. Sadly, a lot of them don't, which is really frustrating. Because yes, it's great, right? It's great when it's great. It's great when it's great. When it's not though, it's like, okay, what are we doing now? So I think that's why even I'm doing my stuff on the side. So like on Bandcamp. So when I release music, I don't know if y'all know this. When I release music, I first put it on Bandcamp before I put it on Spotify. I'll put it on Bandcamp a whole month earlier than I do on Spotify a month earlier, because Spotify, like, that's for like, yeah, we can stream it, but I would love people to support me to buy the music. And I know that we live in a time where people don't really buy music, and some people just buy it just to support it. And I need to shout them out because some people give me way more than I ask for. Like my albums are like $7 a piece. People have given me like 50, and I'm just like, what? You know what I mean? People are generous if we're open to asking. And so I made the ask. Like, yeah, it would be strategically better, I guess. Like it would make it easier for a person to stream it, but I also need to eat, because like I said, I'm only getting 0.004 cent, and I'm not getting millions of streams on Spotify. It's okay. Like, I'm a small artist. It's okay. But I have a community of people who support me and that keep me eating. So you will never see me say that I'm self-made. Never. And if I do, something is wrong. Okay. Something is very, very, very wrong. But yes. The keywords in this society are fast and mechanical, robotic. Yep. Humanity is not valued until we come as close to a robot as possible. Exactly. Hi, DZ Wonderlust. Hello. I think this is why it's taken me so long to create content, because the energy is just off. Recreating anxiety, stress, depression is discontent. Yeah, yeah. This is not creativity, that's survival, that part. Yeah, yeah. And some people, like they have, like again, businesses on the side or a job on the side, right? And they create for fun. And I love that for them. I mean, I kind of do that sometimes. I create for fun for the most part. The things I want to talk about, I want to talk about. So that makes me happy. Oh, thank you, Yolanda Westbrook. I appreciate that. Yes, please help support me by remembering to like the stream. Thank you, Aline Mika. I appreciate that. Yep. Capitalism depends on our survival and scarcity. Exactly. Alicia, thank you for creating these spaces for us and yourself. You are so seen and heard. I'm so looking forward to Black Girl Creative and supporting you on this journey. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm excited about the week too. I'm excited. Kimberly says that's the community part. You were talking about earlier though. We should feel free to give to those who water us so that we can continue to freely rest and create. Yes. Yes, exactly. You're absolutely right. And it's a me problem. I'd be afraid to ask people for money because I know people are struggling. Some people are really struggling. And I know everybody don't have it, but I do need to do a better job of asking. Like, hey guys, I got this thing if you want it. Like I need to get better at self-promotion. It's a thing. It's a thing for me. Oh, thank you, Yellow XOXO. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So much love for you, Alicia. You deserve to be well. Thank you. I want you and everybody else who knows you, whether via the internet or real life, to be well. Me too. This money is not worth your life, period. I appreciate that. Thank you, Deeply Seen with Bree. I appreciate that. I see a lot of YouTubers suggest that people donate to their channel or cause or versus ask. Yeah, that's true. Pretty Girl County. Pretty Girl County. Listen, we out here, okay? I'm just joking. but we out here. Pretty Girl County, PG County, Prince George's County, Maryland. But yeah, people be like, Pretty Girl County. And Rico Nasty is from Pretty Girl County. So, anywho. Yay. Super excited for the membership space. I can so envision all the participating blooming and blossoming together. That makes me happy. I'm excited too. I really am. Last season was amazing. Like, amazing. The women, some of them are here. Where are you at? Enough. Marissa. I think, I'm trying not to say people's real name. But I think I saw somebody else in here from the garden. But yes, it was amazing. Really enjoyed it. Do you have a Cash App? I do have a Cash App. Thank you for asking. Let me so my Cash App is $ Alicia Renice. I'm sure there's a link, but that's my Cash App. If you want to give, I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Also, there's no pressure if you don't have it to give. It's all good. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking. And thank you for helping me practice asking. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, let me come down. Yes, Enough by MNT. I so appreciate when you put your music on Bandcamp. Yeah, Spotify overwhelms me. Wow, okay. And I love being able to access your music directly on my computer without distraction. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, people want it on Spotify because it's just easier. And the first thing people will ask me, like, are you on Spotify? Are you on Spotify? I'm like, yeah, but this song's not on there yet because it's on Bandcamp, and then it'll be on Spotify. But yes, thank you for letting me know that the options are good options to have. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Oh yes, I just Googled it. It says that creator gets 70% on YouTube Super Chat. Good to know. Won't ever do that again. It's all good. I appreciate it. But yes, I think with that changed then. Because I think it used to be like 45%. They used to take 45% or something. I don't know. They could have changed it. Either way, thank you. I appreciate that. You do a great job at warmly promoting your email list. Oh, I'm so grateful every time I see your emails pop up in my inbox. That makes me happy. Thank you. That makes me happy. Oh, that makes me happy. And thank you, FaithWorks Inspiration. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. You should start putting your cash up in the corner of your videos. It's nothing wrong with doing that. The people who can support will. So many creators do it. Seriously, don't feel guilty about it. I appreciate that. Okay, you're right. You know what? You're right. I'm not even gonna fight it. You're right. There's just a lot of shame that I have to unlearn from asking for help. There's a lot of shame in asking for help. Like, no, I don't want to be self-made. It's like this, like, girl, what is it, right? You don't want to be self-made, but you don't want to ask for help. But then you want to be in community, but then you're not asking your community for help. You know what I mean? So yes, I appreciate that, JDB Draws. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of y'all for getting me together. I appreciate all of you all. Okay, speaking of email list that Enough by M&T talked about, I have an email list for Black Girl Creative Week. Let me copy it. If you want to sign up so you get all the replays, let me see. Okay. Yes, so that's the sign up. If you want to sign up and get all the replays, all the invitations, stuff that I might just do during the week, or just even if you don't join the community, you'll still be on the Black Girl Creative email list. So whenever I do anything, you'll be there. You'll be the first to know. Yes, that's my email list. And if you want to get on my regular email list, let's see if I can find it. Hold on one sec. If you're not a Black Girl Creative, maybe you just want to get on my email list. I am getting my email right now. So I did a cover of the song, Just the Two of Us, and it should be, I'll find it. Either way, I'll share my other, no, here we go. There's music that you can download if you sign up for my thing. Paste. Yay. And you get music if you sign up for my email list. So whenever I share anything, news, love letters, new music, other people's stuff, I like to share other people's stuff too. Yeah. What I'm listening to, what I'm reading, all the things. You can sign up there. So yay. Okay. Yes. Honestly, JDB Draws, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, only cash up from here now. I appreciate that. I really do. That's why people see me. I'm like, I'll take it. Listen, I'll take anything. I appreciate it. So thank you. The Dark Knight says, this reminds me when I was homeless. I didn't want to ask for help, but my friend made me get help, and I ended up getting $1,000 in aid. She saved my life. I love that. Some people are waiting to, yes, and GoFundMe aid. Yes. Some people are waiting to support you. So yes, me too. I'm looking forward to next week too. I'm excited. But I hope that you know that you are creative. I hope that sunk in your spirit. Like, you are creative. You are powerful. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. And they know that because they're working 10 times as hard to get you to question your amazingness. I know that's not a real word, but we're going to go with it. So yes. Is that book you wrote? It is. Oh, you see what I'm saying? I need to get my thing together. I need to have like a sheet. But yes, I wrote a book called Black Girl Creative. Let me actually share the link because that's what I should do. Let's see. But yes, it's a Black Girl Creative. It's a love letter to Black women creators, dreamers, and makers. And I redid it recently this January, actually. I redid it and re-released it. And so now there are new sections on there that wasn't there before. And let me share the page. Copy. Yes, here we go. Paste. Yeah, and the shame I think about even asking like for money is like, I think there's a lot of shame with or promoting yourself. I've been trying to get to the root of it, and I feel like I have a lot of roots, and why I'm afraid to ask for support and stuff like that is because we're shamed for asking for help. That's number one. The person who's usually celebrated is the one who is oh yes, there is an audio version. Thank you, baby. There's an audiobook version of the book as well. Yes. So on that page, you'll see, let me actually share my screen. Can I do that? Let's do that. So share screen. Okay. So on this, okay, there we go. So on the screen here, you can get it on paperback, audiobook, or Kindle, right? If you want it there, get it there. There's also wearables, so merch for Black Girl Creative, and there's an ebook that you can get as well. So if Kindle or paperback or audiobook's not your thing, there's also an ebook version. So yeah. So yes, thanks for asking. And thank you, community, for being my community and helping me be brave because it's scary to ask for help. Yes. So yeah, I think, so some of that is like the trauma of like, oh, you should do everything by yourself, but it's also how people are shamed when they ask for help. Or how people look at, like, you haven't done enough to earn something. And then also I think these platforms are teaching us to expect everything from people to be free. You know, it's a lot there. But yes. Thank you, baby. Yes, and thank you for the hearts, Black woman self-love journey. Thank you. This is a very vulnerable moment for me also. I appreciate that. Thank you for being so gentle with me. And when you tell us how to support, I honestly feel less like I am just consuming and taking from you. I feel more balanced when I can give back. Wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Buy the book and one for your homegirl if you can. I love that. I love that. I bought one for me, one for my local library, and one for a friend. We need to spread Alicia's word. Thank you, Deeply Seen with Bree. I'm in a library somewhere. That makes my day. That makes me happy. Thank you. Thank you. And again, thank you, community, for holding me up and calling me in. Not calling me out, but yes, thank you. Thank you. Always here to support what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. It's true what they say that the most humble people, like Alicia and Themis, are surprised about people's love for them, and the arrogant people just expect the praise. Wow. I have a lot of things to work through. But yes, but I appreciate you all seeing me and loving me and holding me up and helping me be brave. And being so generous with me and generous with each other. Honestly, I really am grateful for all of you all. Seriously. I hope I will get the chance to interview one day. I would love to be interviewed. I'm here. I'm here when when I'm here. But yes, I would love that. Please just ask. Email me. I'm gonna put my email in the thing. It might take me a minute to respond. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying. But it's just me. So it's just me for now until I can hire somebody. But yes, so that's my email. If you want to reach out to me, I'm open. But yes, I would love that. I love that tie-dye hat. Yay. I'm going to get one. That makes me happy. Okay. I hope that you enjoy. But yes, overall, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being so supportive and loving of one another. Thank you for hearing my heart. Thank you for your support. Again, I want to shout out, Aline Mika. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hillary Babalola. Thank you so much. Thank you, YOLO XOXO. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being generous with me in general. I really, really appreciate that. Yay. So you're amazing. You're creative. You're wonderful. So take up space, spread out your arms, do the things. And I will see you all technically I'll see you on Tuesday, but Monday will be the first start of Black Girl Creative Week. And I'm so, so, so excited. So, all right. Love you all. Love each other. Love yourselves. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye, everybody. Yay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Thank you all.